match. You call us fragile, call us small. Funny how you crumble when you're not above us. Oh, yeah. Can't stand the heat. Get out of the kitchen. We're turning up the truth. That's our ignition. You wanted us quiet. We build resistance. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Hey guys, with you in a minute. Hang on, music. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say the hellos, and then I'm going to talk about how we're doing the live stream today. I don't normally do them so structured, but this needs doing, so go through all that in a minute. So let's do the hellos first. Thank you so much for the gift of membership, Debbie. You're a legend, and thank you for everything you do. Lycan in the house. Hey, hey. Hey, Sean. Sean did his first debunking video. Yes, it came out yesterday. So if you haven't seen it, please go over to Crystal Paranormal. Not now. Wait till after the live. And watch Sean's new video. It's very good. Still need to comment on it, but I have watched it. And the other thing, I'll remind everybody later, but APRF have a premiere tonight. And we'll put the link in for that as well later on. Sorry, start the live, start coughing. Sorry, guys. Okay. Oh, Miss Aussie Cat. Hey, Aussie Cat. Hey, hey, how you doing? You lovely Susan. 5 things to do. I'm always doing 5 things at once. Never get any of them done properly. John Boy, very organised with his hellos. You missed a treat in Raven's live stream last night. Oh. She died a lot. Chris Yule came in and said it was the John Boy approach to get me. Oh, it's funny. Also, she had the cat in her lap for some of it. It was adorable. Have I said hello to Caroline? I don't think I've said hello to Caroline. Caroline, I'm sorry, sweetie. Hi, how are you doing? This is going to be good topics and points covered today, but yes. I'll tell you how I'm doing it in a minute. I've had enough. So this isn't going to be me being diplomatic today, just so you know. If I'm missing you, yell at me. It's the day to yell. Yeah, I've got a hot coffee here. Hello, Raven. Not too bad. Plodding on. Thank you. Asking. Only had 4 hours sleep. Oh no, you're supposed to be resting, Sean. Naughty Sean. Central Mass. Susan, thank you so much for the 10 months. Love this community. Me too. And that's why today's going to go down the way it is. Hey Rob, how you doing? Good afternoon to you too. Yes. Hey Phil. Fancy seeing you here. Roll on Tuesday, see docs and go. Yes, hopefully. At least you go to the doctors. You, Rob, Squire of the pudding. Don't encourage you. Hot chocolate, Deb. Crow. Phil's found the corn dogs. Again. Scoffing chocolate nutty bars that Spanish sent you. Are they the scorched peanut ones because they're amazing. Hey Pomp. Hey Laura. Sour cream party mix. I'm actually eating sour cream Pringles. I was a bit annoyed that they didn't have the hot ones, but still yummy. Oh, thank you so much, Susan, for the 5 gifted memberships. I'm going to give out my freebies again as well today. Finally come back around again. It's a huge bag. Huge! Or if you're from my area, huge. Huge. Yeah, Susan is a legend. If you haven't been to Susan's channel, so one of the mods put Susan's link in. I was on there about a month ago. Had a lovely time. Hey Pinky. Hope you're getting some rest. Fingers crossed. Oh, the boss is in. Oh, lovely Sandra. That's Sean under control. Good to know. Hey Leanne, get off my lawn. Hello, people, spirits, aliens, and all invisible entities. There you go. Can't leave anybody out. All cryptids matter. Hang on. Hey Holly. Oh, I meant to do a test actually. If I did have it, I've probably not got it now. I already licked it yesterday. Good to know. I don't know what that means, Pomp. Hang on. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Sorry, guys. I don't think I am, but you just yell at me. I forgot to say, Holly, you've got to say hi. Holly's been teasing me in the Discord. She's found dark chocolate tonics, caramel wafers, and tea cakes. I have got to get me some of those. Hey Lionheart, happy Easter to all of you lovely people. Yes, Easter Saturday. It's the fantastic one. Yeah, 1 or 2 people might not think that soon. I think 1 or 2 people have already changed their minds. Is Andy in? Hang on, where's Andy? Hey. How you doing, Andy? Andy's also got an awesome channel, by the way, guys. Actually, 2. We still got 2, Andy. I need to check. YouTube sucks at the minute of keeping you up to date with channels on your side list. John Boy, get out of the kitchen. No, we need a separate song. Maybe he needs to go into the kitchen. If he's sitting there scoffing chocolate bars. Hey, Norfolk Hacker. Paranormal Gatekeeper. Good afternoon. Sherry Ann, you sweetheart. Hello, sweetie. Elaine Baker, I'll be a minute. Blanky hellos. I don't know, Blanky hellos. Can't you type it? That's what I get from Crow. You can't type Blanky hellos. Not a problem, Sean. Not a problem. In good name of structure. Thank you, Pomp. Appreciate that. Bristolonian Kiwi, all right, beloveds. Hey. Oh God, this is a busy chat. This is because I've got a drama thumbnail, isn't it? Just popped in to say hi, hello, as getting ready for bed. Been a long day, or you get some rest. Hey, Gav. Snitch. Oh, but it was funny. It was worth mentioning. Sorry, Chris. It was the hardest difficulty. She went into one level and got instantly deaded. Chris reckoned it was probably a record. She did have it on like, you know, super hard. Yeah, this was 9. Hey Cree. Yeah. It must have been difficult if Raven was crashing out that much. That's what I was thinking. Oh God, I wouldn't even be able to start it. Hey Wessie, good to see you. I'll be there for your premiere tonight at 2. When I had a live yesterday, I shared the link and I looked and I thought, oh, I'd only just got the title. God, I'm so slow this week. Ethereal Planes, that was funny. Or dumbass, it works. Huge. I'm eating junk all weekend as it's Easter. My birthday in 2 days. Yes, Deb's birthday on Monday. Drinking rum today, my typing might be off. Beardo's, everything's Beardo's fault. Thank you for sharing Susan's channel. That's Central Mass Paranormal. Hey Mason, loved your comment on my video. You go for it. Crow the chat. Kim Wee Haggers, hi Sarah in chat. Sorry, not been in chat all week. Was hospitalised. Oh no! Oh, lupus. Hope you're okay. I had a friend that had lupus, and it's a nasty condition. Stuff in my face, so I miss people. Hello. Yeah, Phil's just got home from work. Same here, was excited. Yeah. Again, so if I'm missing anybody, hey Claire, you can lurk as much as you want. I think Claire and Paul have got a live tonight. You still got your live tonight, sweetie? So I'm depressed now. So I said hello, didn't I, Gav? Have another hello. Hello. Did it? Well, I'm seeing 47 in, so it's working fine for me. Sponge, not a problem. You have a lovely time with your friend, darling. I'm crying the chat pretty hard here, guys. I know, Phil's jealous, Sponge. Said hello to Sherry-Ann. My God, I'm not used to this. Not at the beginning of the live. Better crack some more coffee before Sarah starts her run. Yeah, I'm going to lay down some ground rules first. Not that there's going to be many. Hey Tanya. Oh, not a problem. Oh, if you're not feeling good, Claire, you get some rest. Zombie J, so glad one of you's live right now. I need the company. Oh, sweetheart. Might be a bit boisterous today, but it's always good to have you here, darling. I talked about an idea of 3 types of teams on Kenny's live yesterday. I wasn't in Kenny's live. He's a funny time for me, and I was not understood, so I need to go back to the drawing. No, I understood what you were saying. I think you explained it perfect. Well, the one you explained in my comments, I think you explained it perfectly. And I think I'm a bit annoyed. I didn't think of sort of that, because it's actually a really logical way to talk about it. Oh my God, hang on. Live chats. Yeah, hopefully it might. Guys, if this is going to be a busy chat, and you know I'm so good at chat normally, I'm sorry. I won't be, but Pauline's gaming. Okay. No problem. I'm struggling to keep up with Shaka. Yeah, never alone with us. Exactly, zombie. Exactly, Sean. Be as boisterous as you can, lovely. I need the distraction. I'm crook and feeling. Oh, sweetheart. Well, that will probably happen. Hey, Sage Rats. Right, I'm at the bottom of the chat. I'm just going to kick off. If you haven't seen it, I did put out a quick vlog yesterday with some of the key points. Shush you, Elaine. With some of the key points I want to discuss today. The vlog is fairly tame, and it's already stirred up some dirt. Now, what I've actually done, because I recorded the vlog in StreamYard. So in StreamYard, I have all of those little animations that I use for the bullet points, and that's what I'm going to use today. I'm going to go through those one by one. I am going to say exactly what I think. I'm done trying to be diplomatic, etc. I'm not going to be rude, but I am going to say exactly what I think. And I am, with chat, feel free to disagree with me, feel free to disagree with each other, but please be respectful to each other in the chat. Okay, I'm kind of doing a seg today, mods, is where I'm not really looking for anybody to be timed out unless they absolutely have to be. Because everybody's allowed their opinion, and that's one of the pointers, is not everybody is right now. So, when are you going to be listening? Not feeling, no, it's all about everybody's, yeah, it was Kenny's birthday. Like, trouble is, he goes at 1 o'clock in the morning. That's often my sort of crashing time. So I'm usually team rewatch with Kenny. He had a good thumbnail though. So I'm going to go through those points one by one. Now, obviously, I've said a little bit on each on the vlog, but I just want to clarify some of the things, and I am very much looking for feedback. I'm going to be using the comments. Probably give it a couple more days. I'm going to use the comments. I may be using parts of this live, and I'm actually going to make a longer video with it, because now ever since this channel turned paranormal just over 2 years ago, part of my remit for the channel has been overseeing the community, seeing what's happening with channels, with chats, with people's opinions. And I've done several vlogs defending the debunkers, and I will always defend the debunkers. So know that going in. We need debunkers. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But in the past, I've been quite diplomatic about it for the most part. Yeah, I'm done. I'm tired of it, because it's not just people on the outside. It's starting to sort of filter in through the community, and nothing is getting done. It's so much noise, and nobody's voices are coming through clearly. Well, mine's coming through clearly today. Yeah, that's why that was played first. I did actually do a new song, but I didn't get enough time to do the animation. Yeah, and that is part of the point. YouTube, Facebook, it's social media, and I've said time and time again. It's one last thing I'm going to say before I bring the first point up. You've got a YouTube channel, you're going to get hit. You could have, I don't know, a crochet channel, you're going to get hit with people different opinions. You could have a channel about the sky being blue, and somebody's going to go in, oh, well, actually, it's pink. It's just, come on. So, the chat is awesome. If you disagree, you're wrong. I mean, what will probably happen is unless people come, some other people come in, there's one or two people who are in here that I know are going to kick back, and that's fine. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. But I know a lot of people in here actually agree with a lot of it. But feel free to say if you think you don't agree with what I'm saying. So just let me bring the media assets up. So if you haven't seen the video, I put all of these little animations up just as a sort of talking points. So I'm going to bring up the key points. Now, the first point I have heard time and time and time again.
Debunkers do not believe in the paranormal. Skepticism is key to understanding the world. We rely on facts, not fiction. And that's the truth.
I have heard that said probably dozens, if not hundreds of times by various people over the last, I've been watching the paranormal for 6 years on YouTube. Debunkers don't believe in the paranormal. Well, actually, most of them do. And I actually don't think a lot of people who say they don't believe in the paranormal believe that. I actually think they're just saying it as an excuse. It's like a trigger point. Most debunkers do. And even the ones that are more skeptical are open to it if it's proven. You do get others at the extreme. You've got somebody like Kenny. Okay, you'd be hard pushed to convince Kenny of it, and that's fine. Kenny's allowed to think like that, just like anybody who believes in the paranormal. And for the record, that people keep forgetting with me, I do believe in the possibility of the paranormal. I've had a lot of experiences myself. So this is not a full-blown skeptic talking. This is somebody who believes in the paranormal but wants it investigated and researched responsibly. Getting ranty already, sorry guys. But yeah, that is a common misconception. It's not true. Dev says, we do need debunkers. Everything in life has facts and false, and the paranormal is no different. Exactly. If there were no debunkers, and in comparison to the paranormal at large, it's a tiny community. Even on YouTube, it's a tiny community. You know? But it is needed. The paranormal has had gatekeepers for over 200 years. It's just the word debunker wasn't used for a long time. But you had people in the Victorian era debunking fake psychics and seances and spirit photography because people were charging money by faking the paranormal. But even some of those people who did it in the Victorian era did believe in the potential of the paranormal. It wasn't about believing in the paranormal. It was about exposing fake and bad practices. Respect each other's opinions, yeah. Well said, we need debunkers working with paranormal channels, that Para-Unity, Beardo and 3 Spies we're talking about. Yeah, I know that Beardo keeps using the word Para-Unity, and it would be lovely to know that we have it. I don't think we do have it. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing, this would be one of my regular, chill lives. But it would be, I do think we have it I think we have it more than we did. I really do think we have it more than we did. And Beardo is a good example. Beardo believes in the paranormal. Beardo had experiences as a kid in the paranormal. I know that it's why he is interested in the paranormal himself. It's why I know Sean's in the chat. That's why Sean's interested in the paranormal itself. And when you're interested in the paranormal, this I've heard Beardo say it, and I've heard Sean say it, I've heard a few others say it. This is why a lot of people either do investigating or even debunking because they actually treasure the paranormal. They believe in the possibility and they want it done right. Hang on. So what's the point of debunking the bullshit if you don't believe you are at least open? That's a really good point, no for hacker. Yeah, this isn't saying, oh, this is all bullshit. Why would you even care? You would be a channel like the scammer channels that just exposing people. It's not about, not believing in it. It's about I'm very protective of the paranormal. The only reason I'm not a debunker, although I am thinking of doing a little bit, but doing it my way. But the reason I'm not a debunker is I don't have the set of skills, the skill set that the debunkers have. But I can analyse the crap out of film footage, and I also have an expertise in cultural analysis. So if I can find a way of debunking from those points of view, I'm actually going to start. It's bad enough. But I'm debunking. I would be debunking, or even when I'm doing my research, I'm doing it because I have a passion for the paranormal. I have a passion about it being researched, not just investigated, but researched as well, written about, discussed. And it is difficult to do that when you've got fakers running around all over the place. I have a problem with religion. If you can prove the afterlife, I will believe in a God. Yeah, that's the other problem with the paranormal, and it's a problem that's never going to go away. And the problem's not even probably the right word, but you've got to remember it's also involves belief systems, and so that actually makes it very, very difficult in terms of proof, etc. Because I hear a lot, and I've said it myself, guys. I've said it myself with some of the experiences I've had. I will use the words, and I've heard other people use them. I just know. I have definitely had some potentially paranormal experiences that I can't explain or can't debunk. I can't go back in time and, investigate them. But I just know. And the I just know thing shouldn't stop us from discussing it. I am trying to do this Believe in Me project, people giving their experiences. It's insane that in a paranormal community, a lot of people don't want to discuss them because they're frightened of being ridiculed. The point is to find the truth and all. Yeah, that's my feeling. It's probably an unpopular stance with some people, but like I say, I do believe in the possibility of the paranormal. I've had my own experiences, but if I was an investigator, which I'm not, but if I was to go in investigating something, I would go in and leave that belief behind. I would actually go in thinking, not believing somewhere's haunted until I actually get evidence of it. We need a rant emoji. I do believe the paranormal, and I started reacting debunking. I will also admit if I've got something wrong, and so does the other debunkers. I don't know a debunker that hasn't admitted if they're wrong. And I don't know. Somebody can maybe disagree with me, but I've never in 5-6 years seen a debunker, die on a hill that they're right about a debunk when somebody said, well, actually, and they've actually done a video and said, oh, guys, I was wrong about this one, I didn't notice this, or I was sent the raw footage. I see a lot of people dying on the hill that they're real paranormal when it's clear that they're not. I can't say if it's true or not, but I know bullshit when I see it. Overlaid sounds of classic. Yeah, it's like, we're not idiots. You can see it. Yeah, was well said, Sean. I believe in paranormal totally. Yeah. I have since I was a kid. I have loved the paranormal since I was about 6 years old. I've said this story before. I have this Reader's Digest encyclopedia with all the stories. It was about everything. It was about urban legends. It was about ghosts. It was about aliens. It was about all cryptids. And I read that book from cover to cover multiple times. I still got it. And I loved it. But even as a kid, I wanted answers. But at the same time, and I've said this before as well, but I just want to remind everybody, I'm not bothered about everything being explained. Not because I'm going to blindly believe, but I think we need the mystery in this world. I think we need those talking points, so long as we can talk about them responsibly. There is a small pocket of power. Yeah, there is. We know. I know this. Sean knows this. Don't think it's not there. And often people will mistake it. I'll be talking about it later about echo chambers, but often people will mistake it. Oh, friends sticking together. No, it's people with the same beliefs. I've spoken to Sean and Sandra. I've done 2 lives, and after the lives we've been chatting, and we have the same thought processes. A lot of people do. Para-unity is not possible, and there are still fakers putting their videos out after video. Yeah, see, that's the argument, isn't it? And I'm not sure where I stand. I know that I think it's Beardo that doesn't believe they're part of the paranormal community. And I get why he says that. I'm not so sure about that because they're labeling themselves as paranormal, and that's part of the problem. But guys, you will never get rid of the fakers completely, ever. There's too much money in it. There was too much money of it in it 200 years ago. There's too much money in it now. It's about chipping away at it. I've always said, if one or two teams look at what a debunker does, or look at what I'm saying, or what's on Justin's podcast, or whatever it is, listens to what somebody's saying, and they think, yeah, we're not doing this right. That's the way to do it. So I firmly believe in the existence of the paranormal, but claims need to be substantiated conclusively. Yeah, Wes is very, very similar to me. Wes sent me a book list last year, and I forgot to put it in the yearbook, but I am going to be using it and going through some of those books. And I know that Wes has read, since he was young, well read on the paranormal, and having a belief in it. But if you haven't seen APRF, they've got a premiere tonight. Look at their videos. They're the reason why some of us are so excited about APRF, because of the way they are doing the investigations. I like the way Beardo put it about para-unity investigators who don't use pseudoscience have no issue with the debunkers and are mostly in agreement. 100%, Mason. 100%. It's like and again, going back to APRF, believers in the paranormal, but very, very scientific approach to the investigations. No pseudoscience in there. A paranormal is something of passion for me. It's been years, and as such, I want the truth, not bullshit. Exactly. And that's where most of the debunkers stand. They want the truth. They're not people keep using the term. They do the debunking so they can prove the paranormal is fake. That is completely wrong. They are doing the debunking to show that people are faking the paranormal. Those are completely two different issues. Do believe in the paranormal being a spiritualist. Exactly. We come from different approaches of believing in the paranormal. You should do it, Sarah. I do not have a good understanding of film analysis and would see you break stuff down. Yeah, I that's where my training is, was film analysis and cultural studies. I just need to work out which videos to do, because that side of it I can do. I am seriously thinking of it now. I keep saying, I'm not a debunker, but I thought, well, I can use my own expertise. I don't have to know how the spirit box works, or, if I do it the right way. The thing is, they believe to a point. People need to get used to that. All of them do this because they do believe, have their own experiences, or actually want to believe. Yeah. 100% Zombie J. Do you know, in my opinion, is used all the time. I hear it from pretty much every debunker. Kenny had mentioned he had his own experiences before he got to where he is now. Yeah. And I get it with Kenny. And I'm going to say, I've said it before, and Kenny knows this. I've had Kenny on 2 or 3 times on my live, and we've discussed this, is Kenny's actually one of the key reasons I turned this into a paranormal channel, actually, because he was triggering me with some of the stuff he was saying. But what Kenny and the debunkers have done for me, it hasn't phased my belief in the paranormal at all. What it's phased is the way I'm seeing it approached. Where I'm more critical is the way people approach it, the way some investigators approach it. I'm not saying the real investigators, but some investigators approach it. Some of the researchers approach it. Just sometimes the way people talk about it. I'm not going to call someone fake if I'm not sure, can't prove it. And if I get it wrong or not sure, I would say there and then, fakers and investigators are in it for two different reasons. Yeah, money. Money. You do not get rich, guys. It is like 0.0000001% of real paranormal channels that will make any real money investigating the paranormal properly. Probably debunkers as well, actually. If you think about it, people will say, oh, the debunkers only cover these channels for clicks and views. Well, yeah, you know, you're running a YouTube channel, you want some income in. But also, top channel in this community is Beardo on 65k. I said this in the vlog, I think. Sam and Colby have got, what, 15 million? Come on. This isn't about money. You don't become a debunker to get rich. Para-Unity has been around for years, but it's surprising how divisive it is too. Yeah. You shouldn't have to be open-minded. That's what pisses me off. Yeah. I believe spirits, ghosts. I just don't believe they can be picked up by devices or seen on camera. I'm all for investigations to see it, if anything's possible. And again, I'm going to keep bringing up APRF, I'm sure, but that's why I like APRF. They're doing things differently. I just love to see something, different ways of doing it. I'm coming on to the equipment, so... Gav bumped the like button. Oh no! Can I have a baby like button? Been admitted when they... Yeah, they have. Loads of times. Debunkers are fairly good at peer reviewing each... Yes. That does happen behind the scenes a lot, by the way, guys, which I'm sure you realise. But if you don't realise, you know, they will get second opinions. They will share footage. They will, you know, they will get somebody to sort of look at it and you know, sort of give a second, like I say, give a second opinion on something. Hey, Cheryl. I've always seen debunkers hold their hands up when they've been wrong. Yeah. I've had some weird stuff happen when I was younger. I want to find out the truth and what I saw. Keep searching. Yes, well, that's what I'm doing, and that's what Sean's doing. That's what Beardo's doing. That's what a lot of people are doing. That's why Elaine does it. That's why a lot of people watch it. Hey, Stu, how are you doing, darling? It means it's called paranormal. It's out of the norm. If these things happened often, the terms would be just... Do you know something? I don't like the word paranormal anymore. I actually prefer the word unexplained, because paranormal is... I know what it means. It means beyond normal. But it's got squished into terminology where people often automatically think ghost investigations or ghosts or the spirits of dead people. It's a much wider field than that. I've already said I may be wrong in one of my new vids. I'm not sure about to call it out or whether to get another opinion from one of the others to double check. You could do that. Yeah, para-unity tends to be... I agree with Elaine. It can sometimes be more divisive. If there were no fakers, there would be no debunkers. No debunkers, no community. Tell me I'm wrong. I've always said that as, you know, it's why there's debunkers in the first place. But I still think we'd have a version of it, people sort of quite rightly trying to educate the best way to do things. It's my experiences that started from 4 years old that have piqued my interest, but I get frustrated with God. Yeah, you keep hearing it from me. Oh, it's so noisy. It's so noisy out there. That's why I'm so big on it. Getting back to doing the proper research. The best we can do is make the public aware of the flaws of gadgets, the gizmos, and poor investigation techniques. But I think it makes a difference. I think I've seen it make a difference. You know, over time, you know, we've seen teams say give up certain techniques. We've seen teams say, yeah, I wasn't being honest, and put entertainment only on them, on their channels. Yeah, it doesn't happen a lot, but Exactly, and the debunkers are just giving us that eye opener on what they actually are doing. They aren't telling them how to do their job. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you, Gav. I mean, I have my own belief systems, but I'm sorry, I would go in cold if I was investigating. I do when I'm researching. You're welcome, West Sweetie. Hey, Mike's Mysteries. I'm probably horrendously behind the chat. Yeah, about 10 minutes. Whenever you get a group of people together, it goes to shit human behavior. Yes, that's true. It often becomes about the group and the group dynamics rather than what the group is supposed to be about, and that's exactly what's happening here. You know, it's sociology, it's culture. Lisa and Wes are amazing. I agree. 100% amazing. I think a big part of the problem isn't just the fakers themselves, but the fan culture that surrounds, sustains, and promotes them. You know, it's funny because fan culture is one of my specialisms. It became one of my specialisms when I was an academic because I'm a geek myself. You know, I'm a nerd. And I have a Bible. I had a Bible back then, which I've managed to finally re-find, which is called Textual Poachers. And I was thinking, well, I'm going down the rabbit hole with this now because it's my specialism. And I was thinking, well, I'll turn it into an article, put it in the magazine. But I literally, before the live, I'm thinking, this needs to be a book. I am probably going to do it as a book. Because fandom can be a wonderful thing. I'm very pro fandom, but it can also make things very, very difficult. Most believe fake channels because they feel the need that in their lives to make them feel better, and fakes are good at misleading vulnerable people. That has happened time and time again. It's occasionally discussed on YouTube, but anybody who knows stuff going on behind the scenes know that there's been some terrible, terrible stories. Very bad stories. The Believe in Me project started from somebody who had somebody unalive because of suddenly finding out they were being lied to. That's why they perpetuate the propaganda like debunkers and not believing it keeps audiences on their side. Yeah, so I'll actually, do you know what? I'm going to play the second clip because I'm going to where is it? I'm going to play this clip.
The debunking community is an echo chamber. Chirp, chirp. They only repeat what confirms their views. Chirp. This stifles real debate and progress.
What I actually said about this particular quote in the vlog, and I'm going to extend on it, is that I hate the debunking community being called an echo chamber. Seeing how often people fall out with each other, that's not an echo chamber, right? Oh, I don't think this way, I think that way. I don't think this way, I think that way. You're wrong, no, you're wrong, right? Okay, it does happen. The echo chamber is on the outside. The echo chamber for me comes from the fakers. The fakers dying on the hill that they are actually doing things properly. And the echo chamber comes from those, because it's usually from the outside. Oh, we don't need debunkers. Oh, you know, debunkers don't believe, blah, blah, blah. That's the echo chamber. It's not here, it's out there for the most part. Debunkers are educational to the people who are fooled by jiggery poetry. Real evidence quote, yeah. Often people who believe fake channels have suffered loss and they want their hope and there's something beyond this life. Yeah, and again, that goes right back to the Victorian period too. That's why a lot of people went to seances. Some people went for the entertainment, by the way. Even back then, people just wanted to be entertained, even if they didn't really believe. But that's why people went to psychics, went to seances, because in the Victorian era, this was actually because of Queen Victoria, who I think stayed in black for 40 years after her husband died, and she very much influenced the spiritualist movement in the UK. And people went to psychics and went to seances because they wanted to talk to their loved ones. They wanted to know that they were somewhere out there. and it's been taken advantage of for over 200 years, and it's been taken advantage of today. Worst offenders, obviously, and I know Beardo's covered this recently, is the ITC channels, you know, Hope Paranormal, Huff Paranormal, some of the outrageously bad time. I can't believe these channels are allowed on YouTube. They're disgusting. The way I look at it is there are a lot of fake fires and arson for insurance, but that doesn't mean fires aren't real. Yeah, exactly. That's a really good analogy, Stu. Well done. The way I see it, people who don't know about these things need to be educated. Blinded by love, yeah. I fully went with the debunkers after what Paranormal Nightmare did to Jed, and that was disgusting, and I haven't looked back since. I still watch some channels for some laughs, but that's it, yeah. You don't have to watch everybody. You know? It's not possible. There's so many channels now. But I will actually watch a handful of channels all the time, and then others, like if they're bringing up a subject I'm interested in, pick and choose. Opinions fine. My experience after working with other teams and debunkers, we are treated with more respect by debunker than some paranormal teams we have learned from debunkers. There you go. I knew this about Bristol. You know, paranormal investigators team up with debunkers, team up with Beardo, and they have had worse times with other paranormal teams. Hang on. There's ghost cats in. Carla, if you and I'm sorry I've missed you, sweetie. How you doing, darling? Sam and Colby have many subs they do because they came into paranormal with millions to begin with, doing their exploring stuff. It's nothing to do with the paranormal with Sam and Colby. It's to do with Sam and Colby. They could switch again and they'd hardly lose anybody, and they'd probably gain to compensate. 20 people not like the chat. It's okay. I don't nag about stuff like that. Yeah, I'm a bit along those lines of thinking, to be honest. It's why the debunker's here, to look for the same thing everyone else is. Go figure, yeah. Para-Unity is a dumb name anyway outside you. Yeah, I'm not keen on it. We all have our opinions. What really triggers me off when faking gets used for money and messing up mental health from people that are grieving. Actually, I think I just want to play one of the other clips. Hang on. This is, and I can never believe it when somebody says this. And I can't remember who it was. Somebody said this recently in a chat.
The fakers are just trying to make money.
Oh, I see.
They have a business to run.
So it's not personal?
Exactly. I understand now.
Guys, it's unethical. It's fraud. I use the analogy in the vlog about me as an artist. If I use AI art on the channel because I like using AI. But anything I sell as a business, as a professional artist, I have drawn myself or painted myself. No AI whatsoever gets sold by me. I see a lot when I'm on markets. I see it's on Etsy. I see it on eBay. I'm looking at products and I'm thinking, you have drawn that. That's an AI piece. Take the colouring books. You can go into Microsoft Designer and hang on. You can take Microsoft Designer. It will make you colouring pages. You don't have to do a thing. That to me is unethical, and the people selling them will say, "Oh, you know, these artworks by me." No, they're not. You pressed a button. All right. I wouldn't get away with it as an artist. You wouldn't get away with it in any business. Why should the fakers get away with it? It's unethical. Yeah, that's the other thing. It wouldn't be paranormal anymore. I've always said that. It wouldn't be paranormal if they were proven. Paranormal means not proved by science. It's like cryptids mean not proven. You find a Bigfoot, it's not a cryptid anymore. The only issue is when debunking crosses the line and becomes bullying and shaming. Yeah, and that does get thrown sometimes. But I'm trying to think last time I saw it. I haven't seen it for a long time. I think, and I think sometimes people overstate that if they're having a go at people. Again, it's the echo chamber. Oh, debunkers are bullies. I mean, sometimes I cringe at something somebody says, but I begin to think the paranormal teams that do not fake but use pseudoscience devices like paranormal music box are the most dangerous because they teach viewers to use these flawed devices. Mr. Gray did a vlog. I think it was last year sometime, so it was a while ago. It was a really good one. And he actually said one of the problems is you get the fake teams using a certain set of devices and you get the real teams using the same certain set of devices. That's very confusing for people, which is why I'd like to see different tactics like APRF used with the real teams more, because I do think that I agree with Mason there. Fully agree with Mason there. God, I'm agreeing with Mason today. What's wrong with me? No, I'm joking. Loved when you went to locations, tried to debunk. Yeah, I mean, Mason went to Garnett House to look into it. You know, 100%. There's nothing wrong in people using gadgets. Personally, not my thing. No, but they have been debunked and looked at in depth. They are more for entertainment. Nothing more best of using. Yeah, I'm not a fan. There's no secret. I'm not a fan of the devices. But if a real team wants to use them, fine. Just as long as I'm seeing them used responsibly and they're honest about them. The thing is, who's actually doing the bullying, harassment, and shaming? Though, thank you, Zombie J. Thank you. Because I agree with that. You know, nobody apart from what I'm doing now, and what some of us do in the community. I'm sticking up for the debunkers here, and I'm making no apologies for sticking up for the debunkers. You know, I have friends who are debunkers, and yeah, but debunkers need standing up for sometimes, because they do. They do get bullied. As Fort said, belief is like a hat one wears when it's fashionable. Yes, absolutely. Or like I said, you could replace it with the term, I believe I like the sound of. Yeah. Debunk the junk official. Is that you, Jonathan? Got an extra word on there. The modern paranormal audience isn't asking, is this real? They're asking, is this entertaining? Exactly. And once that shift happens, critical thinking stops being part of the experience. It's why at the back of last year, I did a series of videos on the Poltergeist house. The house used in the film The Poltergeist House. I started with looking at Sam and Colby going out into the big wide world and doing escape rooms and board games. I looked at the Poltergeist house. I did about 3 on that. The film set, and it ended up, when I said it would happen, it ended up with Barry Beyond going there and claiming to be talking to the spirit of Heather O'Rourke. It was disgusting. The entertainment side, and as Wes said earlier, the fandom side, it's separate to the real paranormal, and it's all getting mixed in together. Use devices for entertainment, by all means have fun with it. When you broadcast those devices to the world, it becomes a problem. Yeah. We're bullying them because we're affecting their... Yeah. Do you know what? It's like... some of them have been going for so long, then they're going to die on the hill that they're real, because they've been doing it for so long. Whereas if you look at Tim Morozov, who's always said this is for entertainment purposes, his videos are amazing. They're really good. They're really scary. And I always said that one of the teams that could have done that, well, he's on his own now, was Mindseed, because of the way they filmed it. But it's long past the point of him being able to say, yeah, I was faking. He will die on the hill that it was all real. Yeah, affecting money. Okay, here we go. Bullying and shaming isn't necessarily fact, it's an opinion of the person on receiving end. People come at me, I don't cry bullying or shaming. Well, that's down to the individual, Pomp, but it doesn't have to be the person on the receiving end. It can also be the person viewing, because I see bullying with the debunkers constantly. Happy Easter, Sheila. Yeah, just say entertainment purposes only. A lot of Yasko changed it to entertainment purposes only. His channel's just grown. And I do believe that there are the big channels out there who would barely get a hit. You know? Simon Colby, Twin Paranormal. The fans would just shrug and go, okay. But we still think you're cool. The debunkers or the channels who constantly send strikes, make accusations, harassers, dox, death threats, yeah. That's not bullying, is it not? Of course it is. Seg left a comment on my video. Just let me read it, which I thought was really good. This is from Side Eye Guy. It seems on the video I put out yesterday, it seems to me that there are so many people in the paranormal who enjoy consuming paranormal content that want skeptics or debunkers silenced. I agree with him. They get so angry or even threaten violence just because of a differing opinion. It's crazy, really. He's right. And obviously that's from Seg, who, has had that stuff happen to him. Gadgets and apps are known to be fake, and if I've used, I personally think they should be used sparingly and sensibly. Yeah. Yep. Engineer, I disagree. We think gadgets are fake, but we don't know about the paranormal to know they don't work. I'm going to use every time. I don't think there's anything wrong with you wanting to use them. This is my problem with the gadgets. Take the spirit box, right? I am not questioning, because I believe in the potential of the paranormal. And a lot of my experience with the paranormal has been auditory, has been sound. I am not questioning that could possibly come. That's with my own ears, by the way. But I am not questioning that it could potentially come through a spirit box, etc. But because a spirit box is sweeping through radio stations, which automatically contaminates the evidence, you could not use it as unequivocal proof of the paranormal because of the device that you used to do it. Does that make sense? Great to listen, Sarah. Good night, everyone. Catch you later. No problem, Bristolonian. There's a group of people who want to be entertained and a group who want real answers. I don't think this will ever change. Debunkers help people who believe fakers are real. Yes. You cannot. This is where I don't believe the para-unity. This is where it is separate. Some people want to be entertained. Some people want serious paranormal investigation. Very difficult to merge those two. We know how the devices work 100%. We can't investigate the paranormal if we don't understand the devices we used. I wouldn't use that. If I was investigating, I wouldn't use any. I think we need a different approach to debunk gadgets, methods, misconceptions in general, rather than attack specific people. See, I haven't seen specific people attacked. And I watch a lot of the things. Some people feel as though they've been attacked, but I do think we need a different approach in a lot of ways, though. There should be a paranormal House of Parliament. Fakers on the left, debunkers on the right. Yeah. That'd be a noisy parliament. Even for entertainment purposes isn't enough. Most haunted use that, but at least it's a start. Yeah, one of the problems with entertainment purposes only, it's a bit like a disclaimer. I'm trying to think of a similar thing. You know, it's a bit like covering yourself. You know, you're still going to say in your videos that something's real. It's just that if somebody comes at you and can prove it's not, you're going to say, oh, well, I did say it was for entertainment purposes only. It's kind of an excuse. It's a bit like, the only analogy I can think of is a bad analogy, but it's a bit like, how many times have you had a parcel due and it'll say 7 to 10 days and it's arrived 2 or 3 days later? And I've done it. You think, well, I know they're going to get it in 2 or 3 days, but if there's a hold up, I'm covered. They can't say, oh, you said 2 or 3 days, but it took 7. Yeah, but I've said within 10 days. That's what it is. It's like a disclaimer if something goes wrong. It's not saying with the paranormal that they're not faking. Debunkers will always tell you when you've had your own experiences with loved ones, they will never take that away from you. They just want you to be aware of the fact that of your experiences. Yeah, I've seen Kenny numerous times be so kind and gentle with somebody who's about seeing or talking to a loved one after they've passed. And Kenny's probably the biggest skeptic in the community, you know. Unusual that a hacker being primarily tech-based has an interest in paranormal. Part of that, I've taken the apps apart down to the source code and will guarantee they're a fake, yeah. In Queen's died, do you think they received a Wi-Fi password? Yeah, I understand your point, but we know how the devices work. That's the point. We know the flaws and how they can be manipulated. That's why I you know, with devices, I think what teams that are going to use the devices are fine. You want to use the devices, but you have to know that they've been pulled apart. You have to know that they've gone down to the mechanics, that they've gone down to the code, and that it can be argued with. Same Norfolk Gamma software development's complete just bullshit. Engineer, you know how they work, given our science and our physics, but we don't know that the same science applies to paranormal or dimensional wherever they exist. I hear that argument a lot, and I'm kind of yes and no to that. I actually believe in the paranormal occurrences, but what I think will happen is eventually science will explain them. Let me continue. I think things like quantum physics will start explaining. It's stuff that we haven't even thought of yet, some of it, I would imagine. So I don't think it'll happen in our lifetimes. But it still has to, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna sound like Kenny here. It still has to fit in with the realm of physics and our reality. Even if it's paranormal. Oh, I think Ian's a parody, but he's lovely. I do like Ian. I don't watch any fake channels, and to be honest, barely watch the genuine investigators. So no, it's no problem. I mean, I watch one or two of some of the investigators to support. I don't watch any fake channels for fun. I might have to if I'm going to start doing a bit of debunking, but I watch them through the debunkers. True, but there were no free scam devices that existed forever. Best to just spread the word they don't work. Yes, find something else. You know, I've been investigating for 10 years. I've got one EVP, which I think might be something. It's like 1 in 10 years, and yes, I know you don't get paranormal results all the time or experiences all the time. They're going to be rare, but maybe one experience in 10 years would be telling me maybe try something else. That's why I say Beardo saved me after losing my son, then my dad in quick succession. I had given anything to talk to them, had the chance to say goodbye. I was headed down that path and he stopped me. There you go. There you go. I mean, I fully believe I've seen my dad. And that's one of the biggest ones. I just know. But I'm not going to anybody to say, speak to my dad, please. Let me speak to my dad, please. I look at the paranormal like electricity. You can't see electricity as a physical entity, but you can see the effects. It's the same for the paranormal. Yeah. Sorry, I'm crowing the chat a little bit here. Oh, it's there have been some horrendous cases that haven't sort of hit the actual, community, because they're kept behind the scenes. There have been some really, really bad cases. Sam and Colby have created a fan group. I've yet to understand. They're cute, but others out there that are cute and don't have what they do. It's called the X Factor, Cree. It's lightning in a bottle. It's like taking 5 boy bands and 4 of them fail, but 1 make it, and you can't always tell which one's going to make it. But because to me, Sam and kind of the flip side of it, Twin Paranormal, are the boy band factor. Because of the audience they have, and I think that's why they're now progressing to escape rooms and board games. I think that, and buying the Farrar School. They can't stay 30 forever. But you can't always tell. I mean, I've been a massive music fan since I was a kid. It's probably my biggest fandom is I just love my music. And when I was living in London, I saw band after band after band, local bands, and some of them should have made it big and, nowhere. And other bands that you see that hit huge and, crap. But you can't always tell. You cannot always tell. They've just hit that sweet spot for the band. And I think it's partly because they are just, they don't tend to be contentious, They're about the look, they're about the act, just the way they behave. It's funny, because Twin Paranormal around the 150,000 mark kind of really cranked up the dude bro demon thing. When they were a very small channel, I used to watch, quite enjoyed watching them. When they were very quiet, they were very respectful. And it's funny because I used to watch Casper Sight a lot as well, and he actually hadn't clocked to Sam and Colby, and there was one when he finally found Sam and Colby, he said, "Oh, I can see who's influencing Twin Paranormal," and I think that's what Twin Paranormal did. I actually agree with Ben. They sort of saw the marketing technique and actually changed, ramping up the way they did the videos. We understand electricity, it can be studied, has been. Same cannot be said for the paranormal. We have no idea what it is, if it's really there or not. Exactly, it's never been conclusively proven. And myself and other people can say, I've had these experiences, but I can't prove it. Probably couldn't prove it if you went back in time and could go to the same place. If you can't prove the paranormal in the court of law, it's fake. I don't necessarily think that it's fake. I think that it just can't be proven. But that needs to be considered, because one of the other points I put up, where is it?
You can't say something isn't haunted without proof.
Yeah, we need proof.
Exactly. Let's go find some. Adventure time!
there was a big fuss recently about somebody saying, "Oh, this isn't haunted," and it probably could have been reworded to, "I don't think this is haunted," but there was a massive. It's kind of what's kicked off a lot of this, actually. But you can't prove it is either. And I'm not criticizing people for saying haunted tours or haunted location. You know, that's part of the marketing. But you can't have a go at people for going there and not finding something. People don't have any experiences. They don't have any experiences. Crystal, it's been a few years now. It was bad then. Finding Beardo and community saved me from the fakers. Yeah. Grow the chat a bit. Mason, I almost forgot my 11-year-old loved your vid on the boys. Both had a good giggle. The boys are just insane. Boys are another one. They know just now how to do the marketing. Carla is in the chat. Hello, sweetness. Seems like we hash and rehash, then hash some more. People are going to believe what they want to believe. We know those in the paranormal community will keep doing what they do. Yeah, they will. And every time I do a video, a vlog, or in this case, a live stream as well, sticking bunkers, I think, oh my God, do I have to do this again? Do I actually have to go tell people again that most debunkers believe in the paranormal? But it's just that's why I mean it's the outside that's the echo chamber. It's the same thing month in, month out, year in, year out. Apparently Chuck Norris's granddaughter is trying to ban ITC channels for emotional distress on family victims. I did not know that, and hell yes. Oh my God, so finally somebody kicks back. John Wolfe, yep. Beardo and Segment. I actually found Dandar first in 2020. I think I found him through Casper site actually. 2020, so I found Dandar first. And then Beardo through Dandar. I found Seg. I think I found Seg on his own. He must have popped up off my feed. Because I found him on his first video. And then Crow from a Beardo shout out. Cynthia's drinking coffee, listening to the rain. That sounds awesome. I'm also 20 minutes behind the chat. I'm sorry, guys. Ingrid, really don't think you can bully these guys that scam people who've lost family members. Yeah, unfortunately, I agree with that. If they can go that far, yeah. Norfolk Hacker, I would actually love you to do that because I am not technically minded. I'm an idiot. I would love to see somebody do that. I have seen one or two people sort of explain it, but yeah, that would be great. I think that's a really good idea. I've said this before on a Chimp's Tea Party. If real investigators dropped all this calling out, not 3 times, use my energy shit, only the fake channels will be doing it. Yeah. Find a different way of doing it. Apps are programmed without seeing the code. You don't know what it's set up to do. They make money. Debunkers keep debunking all the same teams. We know they are fake. I quit watching a lot because it was all the same. I love this community. We need to quit feeding into the garbage. I hear that a lot, and I do get the argument of the same teams all the time. But the ones I see that hit the same team, they're doing it in different ways. And, you know, the truth of it is, if somebody covers Sam and Colby, they're going to get way more views than somebody who covers somebody who nobody's heard of. That doesn't mean that it should just be the large channels. And it isn't just the large channels. But I can guarantee you that the they'll do a large channel every now and again just to keep the momentum going. I would. I absolutely would. Because people want to see it. That works on both ways. They're getting the views because people want to see it. Not everybody wants to see it, but people do want to see it. You can just look at views that the channels get. But it tends to get ignored when the smaller channels or the less heard of channels are done. Video actually gave me an insight into ghost theory after I followed some more debunkers than those types of channels. Crow did a really good debunk of ghost theory about a month ago. The problem I've got seen is that the expectation is that teams go about investigating scientifically. The problem is many of the people doing paranormal are not scientifically minded, but that's not a reason not to do it, though, is it? And frankly, and you're not going to like me saying this, but frankly, if you're not scientifically minded, and it's why I wouldn't use them, I wouldn't be using gadgets or devices that I don't understand. I would have to completely understand, even if I still didn't trust it, I might still test it out, but I would have to completely understand how these things work. And the problem with a lot of this is especially true of apps. I remember once trying to look into apps. So going into some of the sites that were selling them, they don't give you any explanations. All they say is this app will find ghosts. They don't tell you how it's doing it. They don't tell you why it's doing it or why they think it's doing it. They just say, this is the app to use if you want to talk to ghosts. So I don't think that not understanding it is, use something you do understand. I will end up getting on these devices, take it apart, explain what it does. It annoys me little more than a radio or a sampler being so. Yeah, it's a radio. Absolutely a radio. Right, Creep, best we can do is show them the right way and maybe they'll change their methods, yeah. There's a simple rule too, so if you don't, God, it's like, if you don't like something, don't watch it. If you don't like a channel, don't watch it. In terms of the debunkers, there are plenty of debunkers out there. You look at it and you think there's only a handful. There are enough debunkers out there. You don't have to watch every single one. And I'm not saying don't watch the debunkers, by the way. But even with debunkers, with any YouTube channel, with mine, with everybody's, it's about personality. Some people are always in my chat. Some people don't like me. What you see with me is what you're going to get. It's why I don't grow very much. The house they used for the Poltergeist remake was in Hamilton, yeah. I called them Scam and Call, it's a good name. For entertainment only changes everything. Hang on. Because they don't think science, they need something layman that could help them show what it is you guys talk about, not do that I asked. They have no clue. I do think there's a lot of explanations out there. I'm trying to be more of a science communicator, as I think many debunkers are, explaining heavily scientific concepts to the public. Yeah. I mean, I still ask behind the scenes, what a device is or how it works, etc. And I've been watching the paranormal for 60 years. Look at the PQ Bear incident. If you took your cameraman with a specific education to figure out, I don't know how many teams have that high of an education. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. The way that Mason did it, and it's being worked on elsewhere as well. Mason's an engineer, so he is very scientific with the way he looked at it. But I'm an artist, guys. I'm not a scientist, and I understood how that worked. to me, it was logical that how that could actually happen. Do I have the would I have had the experience and knowledge to explain it in a video? No, I probably wouldn't have done. But to me, it was like, come on, that's an uneven floor. It's a roly toy. It also turns out, as Mason said, that it's one of these ones that charges if you pull it back. So eventually it's going to release. You've got a train track nearby. You've got people walking around. Oh, come on. TARDIS Karens. It's TARDIS Karens in. I wish you did do that, because I enjoyed Mindseed's content as well in the entertainment. Most of them would. He would. Do you know what? There were 2 channels back in 2020 that I did not trust from the start. One was Ghost of Carmel Main, and one was Mindseed. And the reason for both of them, again, this is where the film analyst comes in, was the way they shot it. High contrast, black and white, can hide all sorts of shit. Could I have watched it and debunked it? No, I just didn't trust it. But I didn't bother watching Carmel Main very often, but I did quite like watching Mindseed's videos. And they've got 1 or 2 videos on their channel. There's one in particular. God, it could make a movie. It would make a really good fucking movie. You know, they went down that route, or he went down that route. They could do really well. Fakers don't like being called out as it hurts their income, and a lot of fakes go at it where they really damage someone's mental health, especially about, yeah. It's about the money. That's a question. Who defines the right way to investigate and the right way to do it? It still comes down to belief and opinions. That is the other problem, Leanne, and I am with you on that one. You probably not expect me to say, but I am with you on that one. Because somebody a while ago said, oh, maybe we should sort of have a panel of the way to do things and what's... No, the whole point is people have different viewpoints, they have different ways of doing things. But I don't care what your belief system is, whether you believe, whether you're a skeptic, whether you're somewhere in the middle, whether you think it's okay to use gadgets, whether you don't think it's okay to use gadgets, so long as you are investigating responsibly and being honest about the way you're doing it, and not saying stuff is proof all the time when you can't 100% prove it. And you also can't, on the flip side of that, oh, this place is not haunted if nothing's happened. You know, you might have to be there for a year and have something happen. But if somebody goes somewhere and nothing happens, there's nothing wrong with them saying, oh, I went there and nothing happened at all. Tina girl, hey. So there's an awesome watch. Franco has some good stuff. I don't like the cemetery stuff. That's Franco, isn't it? He likes his cemetery stuff. Even unlimited entertainment channels should be debunked just to show how they do things. Yeah. It's just to sort of show the techniques. You know, help the next series of debunkers come along. Imagine if other con artists tried to silence whistleblowers. Like, yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, that's what they do. The ones that shout the loudest, not all the time, but very often the ones who are faking and they don't like being called out. And they get very indignant about it. How dare you call me fake? It's because they're being found out. If fakes bully debunkers, I understand why second Beardo fight back. Exactly. Hollywood, sorry. Hollywood, somebody else's ears. This is a serious chat. Ghost walks into a pub. Find me a joke on that. Sorry, I know I'm not usually a serious chat. I'll be doing an art stream tomorrow. You can let loose on your thumb wits and food porn. I think I'm going to do some. I need to get some merch designs done, so I think I might do that tomorrow. Why did the chicken cross the road, Gal? There was something I was told recently. Do not try to explain yourself to super people. You're not the jackass whisperer. It was stuck in my shoe. I'm a highly. Kenny has debunked every device piece. Yes, Kenny. Go on Kenny's channel, but also don't forget with Kenny, he's also on the Centre for Inquiry's own channel as well. So don't just stop at Kenny's channel to look at this sort of stuff. Look on the CFI as well. I'm a highly spiritual person. I believe in the paranormal 100%. To me, it's often personal attacks I've seen by debunkers that upsets me. I say focus on investigation, gadgets, all people. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's some that sort of, roast, etc. But, that's happening as well from the other side. And maybe don't watch that debunker. I'm sorry, I know that sounds like a lame thing to say, but that'll be my attitude. The functionality of gadgets not working out ways scientifically, then working, in my opinion. Look at the SLS. It can't map something that has no mass. It's impossible. Yeah, the SLS has been. I still see the occasional team using it, but the SLS has been conclusively proven. I think we need a more educational approach of why we think of some of the tools and methods are faulty instead of being accusatory. I would say that there's one or two, sometimes one or two. I would think, largely for me, actually, I think I kind of want to know why that's not worked. But the accusatory bit. If they're saying, in my opinion, I'm sorry, doesn't most wanted to have an entertainment owned? Yeah, didn't stop. Yeah, exactly. But they use it as a disclaimer, not as. See, that's my belief. If you take a debunker on an investigation, then there's no jiggery pokery, yeah. And people have been, sex being criticised for it. It's like, as soon as debunkers call the team fake because they use a device they don't like, to me that isn't right. I hate the DR16. That's you can. I see them as calling out the device fake. There's too many of these blanket accusations for my mind, and you're not going to like me saying that, but I said I was going to be honest today. If you are using a piece of equipment and claiming it to be real, and yes, some people believe them, and I hear that said by the debunkers as well, that they're looking at a channel that, yes, they don't like the DR60 or they don't like the SLS, but they realise they are debunking somebody who genuinely believes they're getting results from it. I think the debunkers need more credit for saying that. There you go, Sweena. How to go stay fit exercising. Thank you, sweetie. It's certainly frustrating when you see the fakest of fake shit and the narrator goes, you decide, is it real or fake? Yeah, that's it. You decide. It's like saying, we're not going to admit to it, but, it's up to you. Maybe it's real. And just shows the damn thing instead of talking about the obvious fakery. So the job of science communicator is to educate the public and think humour is a good tool to help digest this stuff. 100%. It can go too far, but humour can do wonders to get the message out there. The other thing is, it also depends on your sense of humour. I mean, I've got a really wicked sense of humour, sarcastic sense of humour. I've got a very English sense of humour. That's why Seg's the way he is. He's got that sort of English ironic sarcasm. you know, sometimes it's just that the humour's not appreciated by everybody. Sorry, oh, your daughter's listening to Slipknot. That's awesome. Zombie Chain, no problem. You look after yourself, darling. As long as science explains it properly, not just whitewashing. Yeah, I want the thorough details. That's why I get frustrated sometimes as well. Is I want the thorough explanation of why something isn't actually technically picking anything real up. None of them have, none of them have deserved it. I think we're going to prove it. We need a massive paranormal event and a team like APRF to have data loggers to capture it hard about the event. I don't think it'll be proven. If it's ever proven, it'll be a long time off. But it would absolutely need a large event. And one of the other reasons I like APRF is in their own small way, they can revisit locations because they're not always going to locations where they're relying on having to pay for it. It's like Knowlton Church that they did. They'd been 2 or 3 times, compared data as they went along. Yeah, if somebody had the funding to get, say, a potentially haunted property and have it investigated 24/7 for, you know, a full year or something, you still might not get anything. But I believe in the paranormal experience, but these apps and equipment are money grabs, nothing more. Yeah, absolutely. I believe in the paranormal. It is stagnant, other than 1 or 2 channels at the moment. The problem is equipment costs a lot of money, so the true scientific evaluation for them is difficult to do. Just because one device acts a certain way doesn't mean all models act the same way. Do you know what? Just stop using the flaming devices, then that problem's taken out the window. I was a big Mindseed fan and was close to paying a subscription for them until I noticed this guy called Beardo debunking them. I'm glad I didn't waste my money. I remember that Beardo video. You can still find that video on his channel. I don't know if it's the first time he reacted to it, but it might be the second reacted to them. I did cover that in the Beardo channel spotlight. And he was watching Mindseed because he was a fan of Mindseed. He was excited to see what it was doing. And when he realized, when he caught the fakery, he's like the poster boy. You could see the disappointment in his face that he caught them faking. We've all been there. I have. You know. Like I say, I mean, when they were on like 30,000, I was watching Twin Paranormal. I not necessarily believed everything they came up with, but I enjoyed watching them. And then just after 100, I wish I could find the video actually, but when I remember watching them after they'd hit the 100,000 mark, and I remember seeing something on a door frame, and I thought, oh guys, don't go down this route, don't go down the faker route. And that was it after that. I watched Paranormal Nightmare for a long time, and I knew as soon as they collaborated with Omar that it was the beginning of the end, and I didn't want to admit to it to ages, but Jeff did a really good video on them. Speaking as somebody who does private investigations, and it was like, yeah, that's it, I'm done. I have continued to research in Internet Archive, old occult and paranormal. They were more open about investigating, were willing to try different things. It has been fascinating. Yeah, that's the route I'm going with mine, is I'm putting together some of the old fake photographs at the moment, the film ones. And this is also why we shouldn't be whitewashing the paranormal. We need to be looking back as well as what's going on now. That's what I'll be doing. There's also an issue with pseudoscience funneling people to worse and worse conspiracies, and it caused real damage without a doubt. Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theorists right now. used to watch Ghost Theory but started to raise an eyebrow and then saw Beardo's vids about them. I watched a Ghost Theory. I didn't watch Ghost Theory, but one popped up on my homepage and I couldn't believe the title. Sadly, I can't find it on the channel. I think they've taken it down. But the title was, we go to the UK Skinwalker Forest. And the title, I thought, what? I haven't got Skinwalkers. And I watched the video, and if it was still there, actually, it would be one of the ones I'd debunk. If I could get out, if I actually had a car and could get out, I could actually do it properly to film the countryside at night. And they're hearing noises, and there's like, oh my god, that sounds like a demon. I'm like, no, that's a fox. Know what that is? Oh, we're miles from anywhere, and you could see the lights from the town a mile away. It was an easy debunk, that one, but I don't think it's on the channel anymore. If Ghosts on Trent or Ouija Brothers caught a full body apparition, fakers would call it fake. But that's the other problem. I'll be honest, I don't tend to watch either of them, but any real channel, that is the other problem with the fake paranormal, and also the problem to me with the devices. And it's actually happened. I think it happened to Ghost Theory. They thought they'd caught something, and people were instantly in there, fake. You know? Yeah, we these teams go out, they don't find anything week after week, month after month, and something potentially happens, and it's like, oh, they're faking it. That is also echo chamber. I'm taking massive inspiration from Seg. How far behind am I? Oh my god, half an hour. DR60 is a waste of time. I'm going to crow the chat a little bit. You can't tell me people don't go out. They purposely fake for clicks and views, mislead vulnerable people. If they don't do that, that's self-ignorant. Yeah, they know what they're doing. Storytelling isn't the truth, showing the truth though. It's storytelling. It's a narrative. There are two types of bad investigators: the ones who are gullible and say everything is paranormal, and the ones who clearly fake. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, see, to me, it's more important to get through to the ones who are gullible or who have been misinformed about how they do it because they're watching the wrong channels than it is to try and bring any of the fakers down. You know, good luck with Sam and Colby, Twin Paranormal, Fiasco. Yeah, we have had animals that have been considered cryptics to be proven. Stu's self-promoting. He's got a vid on demons coming out on Monday. Can somebody put Stu's channel in the chat, please? I found Seg on his first vid too. Only just realised that recently. Yeah, I don't think I saw him from a shout out. I think it just popped up in my feed. It might have been because I think it was, I can't remember which channel it was. Was it Josh? It might have been Josh. We do have a tendency to rehash similar debates, but the thing is we have no idea who has heard these debates before and who hasn't. Worth rehashing every once in a while. Yeah, that is what needs to be done. You know, I've been watching for 6 years. I've had a paranormal channel for over 2. And I've seen different people come into the community since then. So it's time to take I've already taken the title away from Crow. I've done that before. Oh, actually, I don't know. I'm probably on par with Crow. I'm not as bad as Seg. So you should talk about debunking and rants more often. I've never seen us mods so quiet and well behaved. To be honest, if I've said this before, but at Seg's live tonight, you will often see me be quietest in Seg's chats. It's because I'm modding. I'm actually keeping an eye on what the chat are doing. Keep it real, says Pauline. Hey, here you're gaming tonight. There are new teams out there that mislead by other teams in time. Hopefully they'll find out for themselves. In the meantime, because of this, it can be seen as faking, separating. That is difficult. It is difficult. So I personally think this would be inaccurate to say on this occasion we found no evidence to support claims of a haunting. Absence of evidence isn't... Yes, exactly. Isn't this... That's a really good way of phrasing it. Absence of evidence isn't necessarily an evidence of absence. I'm trying to think. It's like I lived in what I believe was a very haunted flat in New York. I could go back there now and maybe live there for a year and nothing happened. Oh, I don't know if the people who lived there after me had anything happen. I do know when I was there, I had about 4 different people who visited me and without me saying anything, had experiences. But yeah, you can't. Occurrences are so rare. Sarah, how do you do scientific minds without knowing what it means? You find out. You don't do the scientific minded things. There are different ways to investigate. You don't need the gadgets. It's not fair to say don't do something you love, because I'm not saying don't investigate, Cree. And this is part of the problem, is what people listen to what you say. I'm not saying don't investigate. I don't understand the gadgets. I wouldn't use them anyway. I don't like them. But if I did want to use them, I wouldn't, because I would need to know how they worked. It wouldn't stop me going out investigating. I just wouldn't use what I didn't understand. I'm sorry, I'm coughing away here. Just let me have a drink. The paranormal isn't happening all the time, even at the most credible locations. Yeah, 100%. We've been to some amazing places and nothing happened. I've never said that. So I've actually said to people, there's no such thing as not being able to draw. You've just got to. What I've said, if you've heard me say that, is you just need to be able to draw what you want and the way you want to do it. The problem with people saying they can't draw is they think they've got to do something real, some realism portrait. You don't, you know. And frankly, I would actually love to see teams. You're twisting me words, because I would actually love to see teams who aren't scientifically minded think, right, I don't understand these gadgets, I'm going to try something different. I would love to see more teams try something different. Now, I am a huge fan of APRF. I am going to admit I have to really think when the videos come up because of the science being used, and I'm not scientifically minded. But I would love to see other teams who aren't scientifically minded say, okay, we're going to go out and investigate, but bugger the gadgets, we're going to try this. Try something new, you know? Maybe just go out with a camera and a decent microphone and just see what happens. That's the problem with the gadgets, is people think they have to use them. If they want to use them, fine, go at it. But you don't have to. And the problem at the moment is there is a tendency for some people to believe, some teams to believe, that is the way you do an investigation. You are dealing with something. Forget beliefs now. I believe in the paranormal. Do not forget that. But don't forget you're dealing with something that has never been conclusively proven. Even for those of us who fully believe we've had the experiences. I cannot prove I've had those experiences. Nobody can prove it for me. If you don't understand the science, finds another way of doing it. I would love to see people. What have you got to lose on something that's never been proven? Try different techniques. Yeah, that's the other thing. Is the brain's the brain is still very much a mystery. I think many people could have figured out nothing particularly special about me or the cameraman. Anyone can do this stuff, people just usually don't. I'm not undermining what you did, that Mason. I thought it was amazing. What I'm saying is, even me as a novice thought this is logical. Would I be able to sit in a video and scientifically prove it and explain it so people go, oh, Sarah, you're right? I couldn't. But I was looking at it. I was talking to Crow about the chubby toy. I'm like, but that to me is logical. That could effectively happen. I do get annoyed when more mundane or scientific explanations are expected to be accepted without testing. Yes, that's not scientific to me either. Hey Betty, how are you doing? Oh, that reminds me, seeing Betty. Just give me a sec, guys. Let's see what happens here, because I know that I'll send my freebies. There's one lot. Sarah got one. Mr. Prism got one. Awesome. Oh no, Pauline got one. Zombie. Oh, brilliant. People actually in chat got one. That makes a change. And the other 5. Norfolk Hacker, Paranormal Engineer, Debunk the Junk. That's a lot of people in chat. That's brilliant. YouTube had stopped doing that for a while. So there's my gifts for the month. Night Pinky. Oh, no, we've got trouble. Mind, he's probably gone by now. I'm half an hour behind. Same ones complain about debunkers non-stop, never complain about fake paranormal. That speaks volumes. Where's that same energy for the fake teams ruining their field? 100%. 100%. It's double standards all over the place. Brian Cox even says he feels there's a life after death. Reason is because scientists can't work out what consciousness is and feels human consciousness could be linked to space. Yeah, there's been more discussion about that recently, hasn't there? Can't remember where I saw it. I'll have a think about where I saw that. The reason I was suspicious of the chubby toy, I didn't know about the it could be charged by pulling it back. But there was a popular toy in the UK. I don't know if they're around anymore, called Weebles. I can still remember the advert. Weebles bubble, but they don't fall down. So that's why it actually moved like that. They used to be very popular. The Crow has arrived. Is this your kind of chat today? He's probably gonna. If you're still here, because I am so behind. My son passed away at 17, only his passing. I've had things move in my home. I do believe it's him letting me know he's with me. I've been going on 27 years this month and nothing in my... It's been going 27 and nothing in my home ever moved. I felt that same way about Dad. I would never take that away from somebody. If you want to prove something, hey, Mr. Prism, you've got to have some form of consistency. Thank you. Yes, you have. In a perfect world, we would follow a scientific method, but in the real world, it's impossible. So we all do the best with the tools we have. Yeah. Thing is, I'm just going to say this quickly because I know I'm hugely behind, and I'm sorry, guys, but it was to be expected today. I don't know how you can say yes. I mean, I think it's bloody obviously he's not real and hope paranormal, but then I see other teams. Oh well, and they think, yeah, you do. Yeah, I look at a lot of teams like that. Blanket, hello, guys. My thumbs are oh God. Give me some past. I've had things happen in my house too. So yes, that's there are hearts in the chat for people who've lost things, and nobody should ever be questioned over those experiences. I won't be questioned over mine. say, it's those three little words I just know. He did assume he's not calling them ghosts as such, he's put them into a different way. And theory, like space, they also feel as a consciousness, they are linked somehow. Yeah, they've never fully... There's a lot of things about the brain that they don't understand. There's a lot of things about consciousness they don't understand. Science doesn't know everything yet. Crow, I picked up some vegan hot dogs, proud or disgusted? Quantum physics. Oh no, I wish I was better with quantum physics. Sorry for your losses. There's something nobody should be taking that from you. Nobody. Whether it's a content creator or somebody in chat. Hang on. I will share something very personal, which is why I'm emotional at the moment. I will give a trigger warning, no problem. Hey, Julianne. I'm sorry, I'm behind the chat. Norfolk hacker. People claim ghosts are real, but I've lived in this house for 527 years and I've never seen one. Betty, so sorry to hear this. They are always with us in our hearts, and I really believe they are moving things to let us know they are not completely gone for us. I also believe you keep them in your hearts. They're still there, you know. It's just a different form of still being there. I had suffered a loss toward mid last year, Christmas Eve. Things kept going wrong, and I kept thinking, would it be like if I was pregnant? Still, at that moment, I felt little kicks. Okay, I knew it was just in my head, but it felt so right. It got me through the rest of the night. On my Discord, mods, can one of you on my Discord, Sandra? Can one of you go into my Discord? I hope he's all right. Like Gav. I know it was just in my head, but it felt so real. It got me through. Yes. If it gets you through. Sandra, I timed them up for 24 hours. Okay. There's tons of teams who truly want to paranormal, but when you use pseudoscience, intent doesn't really matter. Yeah. Debunkers are educational. No debunker is called a team fake for using equipment. They say the equipment is BS. Let's not put words in other people's mouths. Yeah. 100%. I still think every now and again, but I'm feeling the grief on Easter Eve at the moment. Yeah, it's funny how that works. I sometimes don't notice the date, but sometimes in October, it's October 24th, and I'll sometimes feel really down and not right, and I realise it's the anniversary of Dad, and that was, well, this year it'll be 6 years. Ghost walks into a pub, nobody says boo. I fully believe where our work is haunted and activities increased in the past year, weeks versus past year. I will be asking them to look into the recent electronic malfunctions. There you go. Kenny does do very good tech breakdowns. Got caught outside with the chat. Oh, I hate chatty neighbours. Sorry, I'm just crowing the chat a little bit. Bottom line is fakes are fakes. People that don't try to manipulate people for financial gain and do it purely through a passion are the ones to watch. You know they are honest to them, you and themselves. If you are a real paranormal investigator, you know that you have even less chance of the rest of us at actually gaining a high following. It's just not going to happen. There are the occasional exceptions, but very few. You're doing it for the passion, and people forget that. Oh well, I have heard investigators say, I won't have a YouTube channel, nobody will take me seriously. Yeah, maybe nobody won't, but I do know channels that they've got a YouTube channel to put other investigations on, because they're passionate about it. They're absolutely passionate about it. Am I the odd one out? I only watched 1 to 2 YouTube ghost hunters started 4 or 5 years ago and was like, nope, they're fake. No, I like I say, both Carmel Main and Mindseed I knew straight away. I kept watching Mindseed though. There's another one actually that I may do a video on because it's kind of been lost in time, that I actually saw in a Nuke's Top 5. And there's a whole story behind it called Dear David. I may cover that at some point. Julie, hey Little Miss Mayhem. I only watched Mindseed really, and was similar to Sarah. I knew something was off, but their production was great and just kept watching. They ran across Beardo and the rest is history. Yeah. They also shout the loudest. I didn't call you a liar, Cree. I'm not quite sure I said that. But she's probably gone. But this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I have a different opinion. Anybody of us can have a different opinion and actually state why you've got a different opinion. And I never said Cree was a liar. I just didn't agree with what she said. Think about it. It's like different religions arguing amongst one another. There's the lives differ. It's the same situation with paranormal. Opinions differ a lot, and people agree to disagree. Yeah. Not saying you believe those channels, but stating things are factually incorrect. No debunker has claimed a team as fake just based on the equipment. Saying the equipment is bullshit. Yeah. Yeah. Based on one piece of equipment in 6 years, I've never seen it. If you want to find the video and show me what you're talking about, then fine. I am happy to be proven wrong, but I have never seen that in 6 years. Is that what it was about? Don't have to believe in religion, just respect each other's beliefs in case one of them is right. Bye, Betty. Why did the crow cross the road to turn off the spirit box on the other side? Stop falling asleep in my live, crow. That's rude. Do it on the phone like you normally do. Gaming later. Looks like I'm going to be putting my pants and playing Outlast. Awesome. I was going to bed, but my brain won't shut down. Oh, that's not my fault, Pinky. I'm sorry. 4 a.m. on a stormy night, we had a dozen shadow figure walking in and out of the rooms, up and down the halls like hospital was open. Went on for 30 minutes. Activity stopped when flash went off the phone. I have seen a shadow figure, by the way. I can't explain it, but I have seen one. Sarah, thank you for doing this. It's hard to keep the momentum. It's draining and stressful, at least for me. I don't think people realise how hard it is and how time-consuming it is. You're pumping me up. Ruh-roh. Brace yourselves, guys. I think that's one of the other reasons. I mean, people say, so sticking up to the debunking community. But, I'm good friends with Crow, and I know how frustrating it is for Crow and for other debunkers. They get blasted for being all bravado when they're sort of on the videos or sort of making jokes or whatever. But they are serious about what they're doing. They are. I've said this before, but Crow will. I don't know how Crow copes with the amount of channels he has to watch. He will sit on his phone watching one channel. He will sit on having another one on the TV. he says he can't switch off in case the moment he switches off, that's where the debunk is. God, can you imagine it? I've said this about Seg. You know, some of the channels that Seg reacts to, I struggle watching Seg's video on some of them. You know, Mackie and Amanda or Celine Spooky Boo pop up. I find it difficult to watch Seg cover them, let alone watch their channels themselves. And they, you know, they are going through a lot of footage. They know the footage. They know the teams. They know the locations. They're not just watching one random video and trying to debunk. They're fully experienced in a lot of what's been seen over the years, especially Crow. Crow's been going for 6 years. Hey, Crow, I thought it was moist here. Most fakers have something happen at nearly every location. That is not possible. Something happens every time. It's rare. On top of that, they get caught out with silly mistakes they make, yeah. So this is a fantastic live. I'm going to turn a lot of this into... You go ahead, sweetie. I appreciate the support. I really do. And I'm really enjoying your channel. Guys, if you're not subbed to Paranormal Engineer, if we haven't... I don't know if we've had the link in chat yet, but can you please go and show him some love? Anything can be taught, just needs to find a way that works for the person being taught. Yeah, I'm an ex-teacher, I'm an ex-lecturer. You know, you have to sometimes do things differently for different people. Keep doing what you're doing, Cry. Appreciate your debunking skills, as do many others. God, am I that far behind? Because there's my memberships. Crow, we appreciate you and Sarah and the rest of you that provide an awesome place to chat and debate. Actually, you know, for the most part, I think the debate's gone well. I'm actually very proud of chat. Sage Rat, thank you so much for the 5 memberships. You treasure. Thank you. Yes, you got a membership, Mr. Prism. Awesome. I don't want that earworm, Crow. Excuse me, I haven't done this today, and I can't think of a more worthy recipient. I love your debunks, Crow. I've learned a lot from them, pal. Keep them up. I'm trying to apply it in the debunks I'm doing, thanks to you, that the best thing is one of the old school debunkers bonus. There you go. Told you, Crow. Aussie Cats, some of us realise how much you work out. You guys do, Crow. I'm delirious, guys. Yeah, don't inflate the head too much. Can somebody, you know, bring him down a bit? Popular Mechanics do a lot of articles about consciousness. You can read them on their website without having to get the magazine. Just let me write that down, because that is something I do want to look at more. Thanks, Steve. I've written that down. Thanks, Bristol. You have nice elbows. What? Crow, oh, here we go. Hey, again, awesome. Crow! I love and appreciate you. Don't forget that. Nice elbows. Was she? I mind. That's a friend's thing, isn't it? Crow's indeed delirious. He needs a hot dog and rest stat. You've been at work. How dare you be at work, Cag? How rude. Crow, don't forget to pull the tube out when you're fully pumped up. Would hate to see you flying around the room like a balloon that's been flown up. Let go. Oh, the visual imagery of that one. Yeah, Cag doesn't know my opinion, and I know that Cag and I don't agree on it, but that's allowed, guys. That's allowed. Linda with CPR doing side hustles, doing delivery, so we'll be lurking. Wes, imagine the farting sounds as he flies around the room. Did I run Bristol off with the whole elbow thing? Probably. Would it be feasible to produce a guide or manual on proper tips to ghost investigating? Well, I think the problem is, Sheila, you're going to get different things from different people. I mean, it wouldn't be. What I would actually suggest with that is people look at different techniques that people use and do it for yourself. Don't want your family members watching over me, especially what I get up to. I believe when you pass, you'll be reunited with your loved ones. I tend to believe that. Thing is, we can all be wrong on what we think the paranormal really is. It could be another life form in another parallel dimension. We are far from knowing everything. That's why I don't like the word paranormal anymore, because it does tend to stick to one explanation. Ghosts and people who've passed on. It could be alternative dimensions. It could be all sorts of other things. Not saying it is. But we need to be open as to what it is. There is a saying, you are what you eat. It's sure at some point of the life it's bacon. I've eaten salad and thus it is a salad. Someone say bacon. Oh no, food started. Everyone should know that if what we call ghosts aren't the spirits of dead people, it doesn't preclude the existence of an afterlife. Yes, yes. To be honest with you, and it's a theory of mine, I have no evidence for it whatsoever, but I actually think that if you see somebody, I saw my dad, I don't believe I'll keep seeing him, by the way. If it was my dad, and I do believe it was, I believe he was giving me a proper goodbye. I've had different experiences at care homes, hospitals where I worked. In my house where I've lived for 30 years, and when I died, I was brought back. Mum's got aplastic anemia, and she's had it all her life, but she was diagnosed in the 40s, and she did die briefly. Also came back, and she had an experience. Leanne and yes, Ozzy, I really do miss Mayhem. I'll take that hot dogs. I'm not even reading all that. Bacon, says Caroline. That is a mouthful. I've given up on it. Oh, I'm only 10 minutes behind. I have caught up a bit. Wes is the one to ask for books. I'm going to go through Wes's list properly, because I want some new books myself, apart from anything else. I'll find it. I'll put it in the Discord, but I'll find a place to put it. I may even sort of just tell everybody, look, I'll put the list in the community post, and people have actually got the list. Yeah, they bought it for a long time until he actually just took it too far. I actually, if you know what I'm talking about with Dear David, the very first time Newt covered it, I didn't believe it, because he said, one, he was a comic book writer, and the fact he'd called the bloody thing Dear David, it's like, yes, it's clearly a story. Okay. It may be something I've missed, Craig. I think the mods are on things, though. If it wasn't for Beardo, I wouldn't have found your channel, Sarah and Second Crow. Myself, Second Crow, apologise to you for that. Blame Beardo. That's good to know, thank you. Oh, Justin. Now Justin turns up. It's fine to have an opinion as long as it's the same as mine. There you go. That right there is the problem with this community, people. We've debunked it. It's Justin's fault. Julie, every single one of my experiences, especially the big ones, out of the blue, and most of them during the day. Yeah. I'm so behind the chat crate, I wouldn't have spotted it, but I know the mods have dealt with something. it's not just it's not just equipment. They are debunked on saying it's also overlaying, masking, using wires. The team isn't debunked on gadgets only, and they are watched for a while before being chosen to be called out. Yeah. Too many stews involved 14 times. He is. He's going to parameet for them. Debunking, I know, in the 2 hours I've done takes hours. It's really hard work and it's not easy at all. There you go. Paranormal Jumper Mod podcast in chat. Hi, Justin. 6 long years. So I say hello to Feral Goth Girl. I'm sorry if I'm missing anybody. Woo Hunter, I watched World of Mr. Grey, and he pointed out a lot of debunkers and how not debunkers. It's a valid point, I think. What do you think? A lot of debunks aren't actual debunks, but most of the channels are. I think pretty much everybody. I don't like the word debunk being used if it's not a debunk, but most channels I watch don't say, "Oh, it's a debunk. It's a clear debunk." It's an, in my opinion, this is what it is. Even if it's pretty clear, it's what it is. You know, I think there's too much accusation on channels for doing that. Not saying it never happens. Justin, you aren't wearing a t-shirt any chance? Don't have bare elbows around Crow at the moment. People are allowed to disagree, so I'm respectful of that. I'm watching what I say over the paranormal. Say what you want, Cag, but you know, people are. About time that plant got some use, the wax was building up. Well, there was Crow to save the day. Hang on. I'm not even reading that out, Justin. Sorry, I'm trying to crow the chat and I've just seen Justin's comment. Honestly. Do you know how for sort of 95% of the time chat have well behaved and you say that? You have caught some crazy stuff from things being thrown at you from being scratch moving on their own investigations. You're getting some good stuff. Bristol Paranormal are a really good team. And I mean, I moderate for them in their lives. And but please watch their investigations as well. A couple of weeks ago, they premiered at the investigation at the Priest House in Leeds that they did with Beardo and PNC. So please check them out. Justin, I'll never look at elbows in the same way now. Let's see what you've caused, Crow. Okay, I've got to go and detect some metal. Excellent knife. Thank you, Mason. Good to see you, sweetie. Thank you for your contributions as well. I'm scrolling past the elbow comments. Apart from that one, maybe your elbows look like macaroni. Elbows to Crony thinks they're tasty. Chat, Sarah might be onto its chat, losing it and winding about hour 2. Yeah, it's actually an old it's something you notice as an ex-teacher and ex-lecturer. It wasn't 2 hours though. If you are teaching or lecturing, you have to do the main bit first. 40 minutes for most people. I'm including university students now. You have to break it up. You can't. After 40 minutes, you have to break it up and either change tack or move on, because we only have, even the best of us only have a set amount of time we can fully concentrate on something. Noodles based. I may have to quit loving Justin's jumpers. Yeah, Leanne, that's not a healthy thing to like. Very cute, Sheila. Still won't make me wear one till I hit 5k. He said he will, though. That's the confirmation he will. City Boys had less than 50k. Now they're up to 15. Oh, sorry, 150. I can't read the side chat. 151k. Groovy Gavin has 2.36 million subs overnight. Groovy Gavin, I'm sure, has been covered. Boys have, and overnight have. I've seen all of those done, to be honest. I'm not trying to argue with. I've seen all of them done. Who did Groovy Gavin? I sure somebody did Groovy Gavin. Does it say? Overnight's been done a few times. The City Boys the same as the boys before I make a tit of myself. Because I know the boys have been done. Name them. You know, debunkers are always happy to look at teams that you think should be looked at. I've done 3 videos on overnight. The boys have been done. Groovy Gavin has been done. I think Groovy Gavin was said, but I could be wrong. But I know I've seen him done somewhere. Crow's. I think Crow also did one on a live, a debunk on a live of overnight. Did a live one. True, the words paranormal and spirits are used for blanket expectations. We don't really understand how lost the intention behind it. I still like the word unexplained. The word unexplained was used more when I started reading it as a kid. And I prefer unexplained. Because I know that the true meaning of the word paranormal is that it hasn't been proven, but it's just got synonymous with, you know, ghosts. Dude, I hear this all the time. Debunkers only do big teams over and over. If you go look at their channels, Beardo and Sek, I've done some no-name channels. Beardo especially, yeah. So's Crow. I'm going to make a paranormal channel. No strings attached paranormal. I'm still convinced the US and Soviet nuclear detonations in space in the 60s created a radiation belt in low Earth orbit for a decade, caused time to fold in on itself, and we're seeing real people. I don't know anything about that, Angry Otter, but I think I've said this before on the channel. I have seen a full body apparition once. I never call it a ghost. I don't know what it was, it could be in my brain. But I saw a full body apparition, but I don't know what it was, and I tend to feel more that it's if it was to be explained, and it won't be able to be explained. But if it was to be explained, it would be more likely something like a time slip. I didn't feel once it disappeared, I knew it wasn't there. I didn't feel like there was anybody with me. I felt like it was like a rerun. Crow, like that short-ass dude who cried in his car and said people were dumb and didn't believe straight away. Who didn't believe straight away, yeah. So I'm just going to grab a drink, guys. I'm trying to open this lemonade. One quietly and one slowly because it's fizzing so much I'm frightened it's going to... No, it's not. I'm alright. I'm safe. It's not going to explode. I get concerned when I see questionable channels start to grow in views. Like I said, City Boys had less than 50. They're going to grow in views. The ones who grow massively are going to be the faker ones. Yeah. You know, when Beardo tries to stay out of drama when he covers slapped hammer knife. Feel like I debunk who you feel you should be debunked. Yeah, it's getting to the point, especially with all the bullshit that happened last year and early this year. I do feel for the debunkers because it has got to the point where, you know, you've got to protect your own channel because of the tactics that are being used. I'll be honest, you guys know this. If you're in my chat regularly, there was one video I didn't use that I'd done, because I thought I didn't expect the person to really kick off about it, but I thought, well, if they do really kick off about it, I needed a new PC. I knew I had enough money coming in from YouTube because of very generous donations, and I didn't put it out because I thought I can't afford for something to happen to my channel at this point. If I'm feeling like that and rarely do anything controversial, hit a channel controversially, how are the debunkers feeling? I would definitely think they should be looked at Creases Crow. Debunks I feel only bad when it's used for paranormal exclusively. The sheriff of Google Bunkers would also have something to say about that. Furbridges says, hi everyone. Hi Furbridges. Jamie, the smaller ones usually kick off the hardest. Yeah. They get very indignant. My views. Yeah. Paranormal does bring in the views. I found, not as an investigator, but I found Casper site in 2020 when we were in lockdown, and he had literally just started, not debunking, reacting to top 5 videos. And up until that point, he'd been a gaming channel, and he was on 14K, and he grew. I've never seen anybody grow as fast as Ben did. Now, he had the benefit, yes, that we were in lockdown. That's how I found him. But he switched to paranormal, and to be fair to him, whatever anybody thinks of Casper site, we can all throw rocks because, some of the people he works with or the way he does it. And I've done video on Casper site. I still like Ben. I don't watch as much as I used to, but I do like Ben. And, he blew up because it was paranormal all of a sudden. Hey, Justin, I think your jumpers are awesome. Hey, Pauline. Sorry, that deserved a blanket. I've only done 2 today. They've both been content creators. Have you noticed this? Thing is, some people don't understand British and Australian humour comes as blunt and bullying when that's actually our way of humour. We're brutally honest with a lot of smart ass. Yeah, I agree with that. I would agree with both the Aussies and the Brits. I get into trouble with it all the time. I even get in trouble in the UK because there are certain areas, and I'm not going to name them because I've lived in fact quite a few different areas where my sense of humour has got me into trouble. Hey, Wayne. Yeah, they shouldn't be bothered. To be honest with you, for the most part, I know he's had his moments, but it's kind of where Lee the Tit's been for a lot of the time, Just doesn't bother. Just gets on with his channel and it works, so why worry about what people say about it? If I had 15 million subs like Sam and Colby, I wouldn't give a bugger what the debunkers were saying. Thank you, Paul. At least someone has taste. Yeah, me. That's why I pranked him. Sorry, I'm crowing a bit again. Cat's English living in Oz, and the constant name calling it just got nasty, not fun. I'm clearly not looking at the same channels because I don't see it very often. The ones with me wearing flying goggles and waving a stick of wet celery, yep, in 4K. What? What private conversation have I just read out? Penguino, is that how you pronounce that? Started the other channel. CAG does not go both ways. Remember me whinging in my office doing nothing. Also, no one has called you any names. I think the problem partly is, if there's a blanket criticism of something, and I've criticised loads today. Not singling anybody out, just singling out the methods and the equipment, not the people. I was looking at new teams. Oh, the amount of paranormal channels, yeah. Sod Groovy Gavin, in reality we should have names like Bugger All Barry. Now here Nathan. Feck all Frank, bored now Bertie. There you go, it's a handful of new channel names if anybody wants one from Justin. I'll never say something is 100% paranormal if it's slightly paranormal than other experiences I've had, yeah. Liars, stupid, delusional, stupid. I haven't. Honestly, I haven't heard that. Rob, you're melting my heart. I'm not sarcastic, I mean it lovely. Hey, only me being nice till you start with team Rob shot. Yeah, Rob. To be fair, I've never heard a lot of them. I watch so many, it's madness. Yeah. Debunkers are constantly insulted even by the ones we support. Yeah, I don't know if you were lurking, Crow. I was talking about that earlier, and people in the chat were saying, you know, people forget to mention that debunkers get bullied. Groovy Gavin has been covered. Hang on. I know he has. I just can't remember who's covered him. Let me have a look. He's definitely been covered. That's not Seg. I was wondering if it was Seg. But he's definitely. I'll have a look to see if later to see if I can find out who covered him. But I've definitely seen him being covered. But I mean, a couple of debunkers who have said anyone who uses a vice is stupid. I think honest. I'm sorry, but I think humor needs to be brought into it. Call me stupid. How can be stupid? Yeah. I do think it's because sometimes it's a blanket term and it's taken personally. Have you fallen over, Sandra? There's something that thing about nuclear testing releasing paranormal things is true. I saw a documentary about it. It's called Twin Peaks. It's episode 8. Puts in the same category. Broad brushing. At the end of the day, I mean, I'm actually going to play. I haven't played all of the little segments I've put, and I'm actually going to play one of them that I haven't played yet. Here.
You cannot express yourself freely in this community.
Oh no!
That's right, freedom is restricted here.
We must speak up.
Indeed, let your voice be heard.
And my feeling is, this is why I did the vlog. This is why I've done this live, and I'm being a lot more open than I've been in the past because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, you can't speak freely." But if we do, and I am as bid, of course, me debunker adjacent, it's not okay. And at the end of the day, you know, if somebody doesn't like a certain technique and they think it's daft to use it, they're allowed to say that. People taking it personally, you know, just do a video, do a vlog, do a live, sort of putting your own opinion forward. But you know, it's okay to have different opinions. And falling back, for me, I'm not going to be popular saying this, but falling back on terminology isn't what it's about. It's about the fact that, you know, I can't stand equipment, a lot of the equipment. I don't think people should be used. I think people need to try different things. Hey, crow size don't matter. We've got to put our thumbs away, boys. I'm not being funny. When first starting and for a while, we were misled and passed a lot of our past as paranormal until we started listening and learning from other people in debunkers. It affects our followers. All I see from your followers, Cag, and I mean this, is I see people supporting you. It's actually, I think in some ways it's brought your community closer. So that's not a bad thing. It might be difficult to go through, but that's not a bad thing. I remember when Haunted Hotel attacked you, we all come together and supported you. I'm glad I love your channel, you're out in the community. Thank you, Lionheart. And yes, people did rally around me. Help me, to be honest, help me grow my channel. I got loads of subs from Seg, and they stuck with me as well. I thought maybe, you know, after it all died down. But the thing with Haunted Hotel, I knew that was going to be a contentious video. I didn't go into it innocently. I knew that there'd probably be problems. What I didn't expect was the whole Facebook thing. And the only thing about those 8 pages of bloody Facebook posts that he put up was the fact that he put a screenshot up of my personal page. And it was my personal page. It wasn't a business page or my YouTube page. It was a personal page. That was the only thing that got to me. But I had massive support. I mean, I didn't really know Seg back then, and he contacted me and said, hey, Sarah, do you want to come on the live? You know, I had support behind the scenes. I had support from the chat. You know, sometimes things can be difficult to go through or difficult to hear when people say things you don't like, but the community is always there for you. It's easily done when work behind the ears when you first start. Just need to learn the trusted, not so trusted, that takes time. Absolutely. Generalizations shouldn't be taken personally, or we all be up in arms. We've all been at the back end of, so I'm at the back end of bloody comments all the time. I deal with it a lot, you know. And if you don't like me, don't watch me. I lost 3 subs from that bloody vlog last night. I don't know how many I've lost today. It's like, well, fine, if you know, I'd rather have people who I refuse to believe a handful of debunkers talking negatively about equipment is affecting you. It's not. It's not. Cag's getting support in this chat. That's fine. That's great. You know. The way I look at my channel's tiny compared to most people, right? But the number of times sometimes you know, because people, my chat know I'm not well and housebound, more or less, blah, 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 wind. But sometimes I'll be up in the middle of the night because I just can't sleep, and I think, oh, I'll go live, somebody to talk to, and the chat make me feel better. They're there for me. They'll sort of, if I say I'm apologise, I'm not getting content out of this, Sarah, take all the time you need, get all the support in the world. Those subs, each and every one of them, are worth 100 subs that either don't watch or don't interact. You know, having a community behind you who support you, and mine have been really amazing, especially in the last few months with all sorts of different things. That's what matters. That is 100% what matters. And that is why this community works. It doesn't always work as a community as a whole, because there are always tensions, there's always backs and forths. But if you can go onto your own channel, sometimes my channel is an oasis, slightly different today with this live, but most of the time my channel is an oasis, and I know if I go live, we can just have a laugh, we can just talk to each other, we can chill, people know in the chat they can share problems, you know. Bristol will tell you the same thing. Crow will tell you the same thing. That's what matters, and that is the true treasure of this community. And you use the example of Danny Moss, you know, and does he call? Does he write? No, not heard a word from him. Don't want to, by the way, but you know, joking. But that was a prime example of when chips are down. Beardo will tell you the same thing. Seg will tell you the same thing. Stuff that's happened to them, you know, which was far worse. When the chips are down, the community is there. And that, to me, is one of the key reasons people do not like this community, because they know that at the end of the day, it's solid. And we are there for each other. So any infighting, to be honest, they're going to be sitting back and going, yeah, the debunking community are falling out with each other. Just my opinion. Yeah, basement dwellers. Well, debunkers are boycotted to basement dwellers. Don't know what they're talking about. And I said at the beginning of the live, I used the clip about debunkers don't believe in the paranormal. Yeah, well, most of them do, actually. They just want it investigated properly. And we all have different opinions on how things should be investigated. That's allowed. Cree, that broad brushing comes from the other side as well, believe me. I probably just said that. That was become recently from Paranormal Quest talking negative about debunkers, but they can have their opinion if they want. Yeah. Here we go. We have a different opinion from certain people and try and defend being a what? That's aggressive to me. Here we go. It's like we're allowed different opinions, and there are people going around saying, "Oh, we can all have different opinions," but then when different opinions are expressed, you know, people can't take it. I know this is probably going to knacker me with AHH, but it's like, and I don't want it to, because I do like the channel, I do like the girls, but it's like, come on, this constant bashing, you know, prove people are wrong. My go-to normally, it's slightly different today, but I'm defending the community. My go-to normally when people start bashing me or people start manipulating what I do, and they do it a lot behind the scenes, is my attitude is, well, I'm going to show them. I do it by showing, not by, you know. But then I always have the probably annoying habit, Crow will attest to this, of if I don't think my channel's going right, the first person I'll blame is myself. I think, oh God, what am I doing wrong? What do I need to do to make the channel better? You don't feel welcome in your own community. You should feel welcome in your own community. And you should speak up if you don't. Yeah, they have. They have. See, the thing is, if it's a specific person, but it wasn't actually aimed at anybody, then deal with a specific person. Sorry, but my opinions are my opinions, and I have a right to feel that way, and you don't have to agree, and that is okay. Exactly. Exactly. I know what Crow's talking about. I know the clip Crow's talking about, and it is out there. I've seen how negative comments eventually lead to my mate losing all interest in the paranormal, which in turn led to him shutting down our channel with years worth of investigations of hard work. Yeah. You don't like PQ, so I'll let Crow answer that. I will answer it if Crow doesn't. Yeah, the only drama Justin causes is in Seg's Live. Biggest troll in Seg's Live. He's live tonight, Justin. Have you noticed? 10 o'clock UK time. I'll be there with my wrench. Do you like Paranormal Quest? That's not fair what you're saying. I was actually shocked what David said, and I was confused about it. I didn't start it. He didn't. I saw that clip. Cry in the chat, cry in the chat. Don't. What have I said, Pinky? Honestly. Do you know what? I'm going to plank Justin just to bring him down to earth. I mean, there were one or two comments in Justin's live on Monday I didn't feel were, to be honest, if I'd have been modded, they'd have been deleted. But it wasn't respectful to Justin or to the to Peter Laws. You know. I have very strong feelings about the paranormal. No one in this community knows what they are. I believe how I believe. I choose to keep it all to myself. You see, that breaks my heart when people say that. That's the problem. I understand it 100%, Tina, by the way, but it does break my heart that people feel like that. No, he doesn't. He's having 10 months off because he can't be bothered. I'm sure. Actually, it's Easter Monday. I don't know. Justin, are you live? Yes, he is. Have you got a guest yet? He's still scrabbling. Sheila, no one is going to agree with everyone all the time, but the thing is to put your opinion out there with kindness and respect. There you go. Sit down and debate, no hate. There you go, Lionheart. I think people would take a lot of things out of context without viewing everything. We're not able to disagree and have fun about it. And not have issues. That is the problem. I mean, I probably am more aware than most about stuff that's going on because it's what I do partly what I do as a channel. But this community in the last 2 years has exploded with channels. That's great. I'm not complaining. That is great. But you can't physically watch everything. And let's be honest, guys, most people go from live to live and not watching a lot of content, which is sad. But that's the way this community works. Not complaining about it. It's not. I mean, I've got the highest number in my live today because I'm doing drama. But you can't know everything. So, you know, be aware that maybe you're not seeing the full picture sometimes. Sage Rock wants to know if you've all popped. I knew Wes was going to say that without reading the full thing. We never have any drama in our house. Lisa goes her way and I go her way. Wes knows what it is. Yeah, Sheila, respecting each other's beliefs and having adult conversations is crucial for the truth. This community sports backgrounds, I think she's taking things to heart. No one looks at them negatively. No, I don't. They just lost some. Let's have a look at mine actually. See how many I've lost in this life. I guarantee I have. Oh no, actually I haven't. Give it time. Stand corrected. Need to go to the shop but can't be bothered. The weather isn't helping. You can still do a great investigation without gadgets, not using them deletes possible reliability and makes you more reliant on facts presented in front of you in the moment. I 100% agree with you, Sean. It's my opinion as well. Put Marmite. Not get it spread on something. I think it's because there's so many different cogs turning at the moment. But here's the thing. If you like a channel, whether it's an investigation channel, whether it's a research channel, whether it's a podcast channel, even if it's Justin's, if it's a debunking channel, watch that channel. I would never have a go at somebody for enjoying a channel. Even if it's a channel I don't enjoy, you know. We keep blethering on about freedom of speech and being able to speak freely. You can watch who you want. You know, nobody is policing who you watch. I have fully admitted I miss the old Twin Paranormal. If Twin Paranormal was still investigating the way they used to, I'd probably still watch them time and time again. Or at least occasionally. Even knowing that they're not, you know, Mindseed, if they were doing, I'd still watch the occasional one, knowing that they're not real. Because enjoy the content. I love Tim Morozov. He blatantly says it's for entertainment purposes only. God, I've jumped. Crow did a Tim Morozov video about a year ago, and watching that one, I actually jumped at that one, and I know he's faking it, but I actually physically, something happened, and it's like watching a horror movie. It was great. Hello, what's happened? I've been upsetting everybody, Pink Angel, don't worry. How are you doing, sweetie? Just go on, Debunker, not you really went after people who use devices. I don't know who that was then. I don't know who that was. I think it is. I think it is across the board at the moment. Had Marmite on toast earlier with melted butter. Hell yeah. What's Green Mouse? Hey, how you doing? How long have I been on? Nearly 3 hours. My God. I haven't even had another coffee. Banter makes a good community. There you go. 100%. Debunkers hate equipment, nothing new there, yeah. Crow Judas, is it not you singing the Tulip song that is negatively affecting debunkers? That's Seg, isn't it? Just that the Crow clipped it. Yeah, not safe if the Crow's around. If it wasn't for the community as a whole, we would have given the channel up ages ago. We love it here and we love the people in it. I'm the same, Paul. I'm absolutely the same. It's what keeps me going. Yes, do I rely on the bit of income I come in? Yes, but most of it goes back into the channel, you know. I enjoy the paranormal. I'm passionate about the paranormal, actually. I've made the decision, which is why one of the reasons I've gone ahead with this live today. You know, you're going to be getting content from me. I want to put out. I'm going to be looking at fake photography. I'm going to be looking at fan culture. I'm going to be looking at chariots of the gods. And not everybody's going to like it, but the lives aren't going to change. I've done this live as a one-off. I will do one like this again if people want me to. But I'm just so sick of the same accusations time and time again across the board. 100% Crow. In the past, I'm first to rely on them. I look back and now I think, why? Yeah, but you know, you learn. We all do things or believe things or do things a certain way that we you know, it's how you grow. Oh no, not the Tulip song. Do you want me to take the Tulip song out of your head? Here we are. This'll get rid of the Tulip song for you.
Don't stop believing.
Debunkers give their opinion, they get attacked. Debunkers give opinions, they get doxxed. Debunkers give opinions, they get death threats. Debunkers give opinion, they get strikes on their channel. There you go. Hang on, just give me a second, guys. I'm just going to have to mute for a second. Sorry about that, guys. Mumsy. Having issues. Right, hang on. She always gets extra confused when she just wakes up. He has to promise with Seg. Don't promise Seg anything. What are you thinking? There's a lot I would change from the last 3 years, a hell of a lot. I can't change it. Can only learn by mistakes and be better in what I do. Exactly. We feel the same as people has so many lovely people in it. There's far more that unites us than divides us. And you're never going to get on with everybody. We can all agree to disagree, but the debunkers have never stopped us, stooped as low as that crap that gets thrown at them. Exactly. You know? Ever. It was just once a comment made in Seg's video about debunkers. It's all good. I'm used to hearing the negative comments. It goes with the territory. Yeah, and don't forget, you know, kind of the point of this live and the vlog is that's debunkers put up with it all the time. So I love this community. You've all made me very, very welcome. I only ever chat in yours and Crow's lives, even though I'm subscribed to other paranormal channels. You guys are my safe place. Oh, thank you, Kim. I appreciate that, and I know Crow appreciates that as well. Oh, what do you call this? James been live for 3 hours. Hello. You've been a lot of crumpets. I love the interview. I like the interview with Peter Ross. I actually bought the book. Is it The Frighteners? Oh, stop being so nice about Justin. Please. We have to control him. Control that ego. Hang on. There's a reason Dave wasn't happy. I'm not saying it on here. Well, then, that's the other thing. Is you can only go by what's out there. You know, you can only go by what's out there and in the public arena. Need some more Ian and SX comments. They were side-eyeing each other in that back seat. Thought a spooch was coming. Oh, he's still here. Damn it! Wayne and Tanya. Like you're never going to get through again if you keep pulling over. At least you're pulling over, sweetie. The problem is two things. People in chat read things how they read them, and it might not be the intent. Well, that happens like all the time. That's a part and parcel of things being written down. Every story has two sides. That should be appreciated. Yes, Elaine, I agree. Again, the community looks and also I don't think anyone thinks negative about Adelaide or the real deal. There you go. Yeah. There's also been quite a bit of drops in subs, by the way, guys. A lot of us have been getting it. Hang on. Do you know what? This is lost a crap ton of subs for an opinion made by assumptions. Yeah, you kind of depends how many subs, though. That happens. I mean, I lost subs last night for the vlog. You know, Crow will tell you numerous occasions he said something. Oh, lost a few subs for that one. You know, it's YouTube. It happens, and you also lose. YouTube also kicks off subs, by the way. Agree, I have no idea what you're talking about. We can't all agree that would make us all the same. Not a single entity would be boring. Life opinions and differences are healthy. Yeah. I guess the constant complaints I'm giving Cagnals are falling on deaf ears. Compliments, sorry. Don't know. That's what I mean. You got to respect each other's opinions. People don't like the equipment. I don't like the equipment. Crow, I'm sorry. Guys, you know that's going to trigger me. Because yeah, no, Crow, don't you leave, please. I don't blame Crow for leaving. He is falling on deaf ears here. This is the devices are flawed. You can't blame Debunkers for calling that out. Basically, you know, it's people sort of going around into lives and causing this upset. You've upset Crow. That's upset me. You know, I have affiliations too, and I'm not sorry to say that. You know, people can get defensive over another channel being talked about. I get defensive over Crow being talked about. So you see, you've got the chat saying, Crow, please stay, Crow. That's the way a community works. It's different subgroups and different affiliations. Doesn't mean the whole community can't. Crow, you're always respectful and totally allowed to have your opinion. Of course he is. Covers left, okay. But this is happening a lot, sort of going into other lives. I'm not having Crow upset. Different opinions, great, but be respectful about it. And if people are sort of given an explanation, accept the explanation, even if you don't agree with it. I don't agree in Gadget, in Spirit Boxers. But if somebody else does, that's up to them. I'm not going to lie that I believe in them, though. Yeah, people do make up their own minds. I don't believe that. Everyone is entitled to an opinion, absolutely. I think people get stuck in the weeds too much, being concerned about what others think. We could take what a person says, process it, and we take from it and move on. 100%. Oh, sorry, Norfolk Hacker. I probably should have warned you about that. I'll never change my opinions for anyone, nor should you. And I or nobody else has called them any names yet. You want to see my trigger? Upset Crow. There seems to be some confusion about the word community. If someone agrees all the time, that's not a community, that's conformity. Thank you. That is an echo chamber. That is why this community is not an echo chamber. Real community goes to disagreement. There you go. Crow, only take some time if you need a break. You guys may have some opinions on equipment, but I have mentioned time again how long teams aren't relying heavily on them. You don't have to have much of a no, I haven't. I don't know where that is, where that's come from. That's what I mean. I don't know where that's come from. So yeah, you want that to have opinions, even you, please. Crow, your opinion matters as much as anyone else's. You praise your title to stay. It should stay. It's my live. You know, Crow can stay anytime he wants to. He can come on to my live anytime he wants to. I'm not happy. And that's been done in my live. Nobody called them names, not someone, not Crow. Called people who use gadgets, a lot of unflattering names. It's someone she respects. Well, thing is, if it's a blanket thing, all right, it might not have been whoever it was that said it, and I don't know who said it, but whoever it was that said it, well, maybe they could have phrased it better. But that's not targeting one individual channel. You know. Is this about the mayo and hot dogs thing? Oh well, you know, I'm with them on that. God, that's just offensive. This has been building and building. It's been really stressing me out. Kagi's taking things debunkers say and personalising them. I told her before that the community loved them, but she keeps on. Yeah, and it's been across a lot of lives. Stop telling Justin you love his jumpers, Sean. Thank you for having the balls to wear them and don't listen to them, pal. Maybe I shouldn't have planked you. Thank you, Patricia, for becoming a new member. I appreciate you, darling. Thank you so much. See, that's why I'm friends with Crow. He doesn't have to say that, but he does. Never seen Crow with something negative. Dude, you're one of the funniest and most positive people. Yeah, I did. Because we've been a member for 16 months, you treasure. Absolute treasure. Thank you so much, Don. I'm totally awake. I think Raven's just woken up. I'm not allowed to be nice. Yeah, there you go. She's starting to get it. I've never seen Crow be anything but respectful. I wouldn't be playing to his channel if I thought he was a shit Hubia. And by the way, if you're sitting there thinking, well, Sarah's biased, yes, I am, but I'm also 100% mean what I'm saying. Media, yeah. Me too, Stu. Me too. I've been going over 3 hours, guys. I probably should start thinking about wrapping this up. I don't want the Pina Colada song in my head now. Must be Mouse. I will always watch AHH, PQ, Sarah and Crow, plus some other debunkers and channels. I love them. I enjoy them all for different reasons. Everyone has the right to their opinion. That's okay. Aussie Cat, you rule. If I had my camera on, I'd get Orinoco to wave hello to you. YouTube does just ditch up sometimes. Echo, just trying out this chamber. Shush, Justin. When we want your opinion, we'll give it to you. That's the way it works. I won't have any. It's Rob's on the defensive now. Won't have anyone being shitty about the Crow. He's one of the most kind-hearted guys on YouTube. He has an opinion like everyone. He's entitled to that. Oh, I thought there was going to be something smutty in there. Well said, Rob. Crow, you better still be in the chat. Boss is speaking now. Yeah, don't argue with Sandra. We all have our opinions. We can all agree with each other, but we can all have respect. My opinion, you're all human. Not be hard. Try not to let it get to you. Oh, you'll end up bald with wrinkles. Listen to this wise old woman. I ate a hot dog with mayo yesterday. Tanya, are you laughing because of how it tasted? 100%. Community can't disagree on anything and still stay respectful together. Can't agree with mayo on hot dogs though. There you go. I don't like to think of Crow being upset. He's genuinely decent and honourable man and doesn't deserve this. No, he doesn't. Sean's singing. I feel it in my crumpets, says James. How far behind am I? I'm just going to try and get to the bottom of the chat there, guys, and I'm going to wrap it up. I honestly think that the YouTube channel should expect someone to disagree with them. Yeah, it's going to happen. I am crowing the chat, guys, so you know. Thank you, Sarah, for bringing up the topic and forcing this community to talk about it and talk through it. We need more of this. Happily. I mean, you know, if anybody has a topic they want to discuss, maybe one live a week we can do this. Hey, Joe, how you doing, darling? AB Stevie, member for 7 months. Who knew time? I know. 17 months. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that support. I really appreciate that. Just crowing, just because I am going to wrap it up. I need to go and calm Mum down, actually. So if you don't learn by your mistakes, then it's inevitably you're going to set yourself up to fail and be seen as fake. Yeah, 100%. I got any more? Love you too, Sarah. Let's not forget that as well. I can, Caroline. I haven't seen her. Give me a sec. Used to cry in the chat, Sarah. Hang on. I can't see her, Caroline. I did do the member thing, Raven, I remember. Give Sarah a big hug and chat too, thank you. Crow, if you're still here, we love you and we care. Don't please feel it should be silenced. When you hurt, we're hurt. Nobody hurts our Crow. Sorry, I've just been told the cag's back in chat and I can't see her. Might be because I've crowed it. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Crow, I know it's not just you. I had to. I can't. What's that say? I had to pull over again. Oh, okay. Cag's driving. Cag's driving, so she's she can't always. Fortunately, she's not driving and texting. Not a problem. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Pinky. At least you're crowing the chat, Sarah, and not ignoring it like Sean does. Boom! Thank you, Sarah, for morning. Thank you for being here, Sarah. Love you, Sarah, in chat. Thank you for this, Sarah. Really need to be done. Big love to you. Massive love all in chat. Thank you, guys. I'm going to end it now with some Toxic Roxit, and there may be a art stream tomorrow. I want to get some merch stuff done for both me and Crow, actually, so I might end up doing both tomorrow. So I will catch you later.
Hang your head in shame, be ashamed. This is not a silly game, no game. Throw insults, throw blame. Face red. It's just for clicks and views and fame. Name. This toxic community of ours, they're shameful. misuses views and powers. From Sean and Ned and Mr. Mittens, to Crow of Jew to saving kittens. Spiders caught by side-eye guys live out their lives when back outside. Beardo may make lots of noise, charms to hits of the Backstreet Boys. What else can I say? We all are here to stay. When toxic rocks it with love and care, hearts and hot dogs everywhere. Nothing but a search for truth. Expose the fake and show the proof. Mythos knows it's all at stake. He knows when he tells the world it's really fake. It shows. Jeff cooks up a mighty hit. Oh yes. By telling peeps to buy his shit. You get Mr. Gray is here to stay. No fall. And the law is on the way. With bingo ball. Fantastic has coffee ready. Spooky. To keep the live stream nice and steady. Cookie. Shapers from the US South. Cool. If you fake, then shut your mouth. Till we stop in the paranormal game. Yes. Everything else is completely lame. You guess. What else can I say? We all are here to stay. When toxic rocks it with love and care, hearts and hot dogs everywhere. Nothing but a search for truth. Expose the fake and show the proof. Mythos knows it's all at stake. We all are here to stay. When